It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Streaks have won tonight's toss. They have deferred. And the Perry Panthers will begin with the ball tonight.
From Blue Streak Stadium at Lake High School, it's time for high school football. Presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. My name is Clint Scroggs. I'm joined tonight by Brian Beatty and Ryan Bevere down on the field. And we're getting set for the only matchup in the area of undefeated teams. The Lake Blue Streaks at 3-0 and the Perry Panthers at 3-0. Perry got to that record last week with a 25-14 win at Warren Harding. Connor Shepard, 29 carries, a county high for the season, 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. Perry outgained Harding 420 to 186. Lake went to 3-0 with a 34-28 win over Rocky River. They led 27-7 at halftime and held on at the end for the victory. Alex Cryer threw for 148 yards and a touchdown, but the big story out of last week's game was the loss of Dan DeGeorge, the head coach, the loss of his son, Ty, to a broken ankle. He had surgery this week, and it will be a full recovery, but could be the end of the season for Ty DeGeorge, who was the leading rusher, leading receiver, and the signal caller in the defensive backfield for the Lake Blue Streaks. So they'll have to do without him. Lake had won 3 straight until last year. Perry won 17-7. The Panthers lead the series 23-14. It is a full night of high school football here on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. We'll have previews of all the games coming up on a Score 7 Friday. We'll also hear from the head coaches of both of these teams, Dan DeGeorge for Lake and Spencer Lino for Perry. So stay tuned. We'll have previews of the other games tonight, and we'll get you ready for kickoff from Lake as the Blue Streaks take on the Perry Panthers. We'll come back after a timeout. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
As he'll look to leave the Crusader defense guessing tonight and get their season back on track after an 0-2 start by getting to the 500 mark with a win. It's Salem and Central Catholic in the Hall of Fame City, where you can join Robert Coleman and I for the matchup at 7 o'clock. From Lowell Kleinfelter Stadium in Canton, Matt Corrali, the Q92 Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone. We have arrived at week 4 of the 2025 Ohio high school football season on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm Jay Wilhelm, and I'm here live in green as the Bulldogs play host to the North Canton Hoover Vikings in this Federal League showdown. The Vikings come in at 3-0 after 3 dominating wins. They've defeated Akron Buchtel 30-0 in week 1, Medina 42-17 in week 2, and Akron North 64-0 last week. This is North Canton's first road game of the season, and they'll look to continue their winning ways. Green enters tonight sitting at 1-2. The Bulldogs lost the first 2 games of the season to Indian Valley and Riverside, then last week got their first win against Talmadge 42-7. They come back home after a 2-game road trip and look to get back to 500. Join myself and my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, as our pregame show starts at 6:30 with kickoffs scheduled for 7. Live from Green, I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
Hot diggity dog, it's Dollar Dog Night here at the Lake Local Schools Blue Streak Stadium. Hot dogs are only $1 thanks to the Stark Federal Credit Union. If you're coming to the game, you can feed the whole family for just a few dollars. Whether you are a Blue Streak or Panther, you win tonight with Stark Federal Credit Union.
A big Week 4 matchup tonight here in Marlington as the 2-1 Marlington Dukes play host to the undefeated 3-0 Louisville Leopards. Hi, this is Sam Berkman. You can join me and my partner Caleb Norick tonight at 7 o'clock as the Dukes take on the Leopards. Marlington off to that 2-1 start. Wins against Warrensville Heights 19-8 and Warren Howland 38-20. Only blemish on the record came last weekend against Northwest, where the Indians beat the Dukes by the score of 35-0. Speaking of the Louisville Leopards, undefeated 3-0 for the first time since 2013. Last time these two teams got together, it was all Louisville. Leopards rolled in that one by the score of 38-13. Looking at the Marlington Dukes, Cam Evanich, what a year he is having at the wide receiver spot. 4 touchdowns, 326 receiving yards. He also has 106 yards on the ground. Meanwhile, for the Louisville Leopards, how about their defense? They have only given up 16 points all season long. So something kind of has to give tonight in Marlington. It's the Dukes, it's the Leopards. Join myself, Sam Berkman, and Caleb Norick for all the play-by-play tonight. The kickoff is all set for 7 p.m. Sam Berkman for AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports Network.
It's week 4 of the Ohio high school football season. I'm Mike Dixon alongside with Ryan Rowland live from Malvern Hornet Stadium, where the 2-1 Mogador Wildcats come to town to take on the 2-1 Malvern Hornets. Mogador comes into week 4 with wins over Crestwood and Canton Central Catholic, and coming off their first loss in week 3 to Dalton 28-19. The Wildcats are led by Maddox Smith, who has moved under center after spending last season as the team's running back. He has strong weapons in running back Connor Liner and wide receiver Cade Thomas. But don't forget about that hard-hitting Mogador defense led by Dylan Brendam at defensive end. Malvern comes into week 4 2-1 with wins over Valley Christian and Harrison Central, and losing to Martins Ferry. The Hornets are led by junior quarterback Jackson Jones, who has a 56% completion average and a quarterback rating of 49.3 with 365 yards. Roy Simmons is his leading target with 213 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Gore leads the backfield with 238 yards on 38 carries and 4 touchdowns. But don't count out the dominant Hornets defense that swarms the ball, with Owen Balls 21 tackles and Brody Powers also has 20 tackles leading the defense. Week 4 is set to kick off. Mogador, Malvern, 7 p.m. kickoff on Q92 Sports Network, presented by Charshone Auto Group.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
High school football brought to you by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network. And tonight, the undefeated East Canton Hornets, sitting at 3-0 for the first time in 20 years, will hit the road to take on the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights, who are still looking for their first win of the season. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock. East Canton's been rolling behind the play of their quarterback, Owen McCroskey, who's accounted for 6 touchdowns through the air and another 4 on the ground in just 3 games. The Hornets offense has been piling up yards and points, and they'll look to keep that momentum going against the Knights, a team still searching for answers. As for St. Thomas, the struggles have been real. Only 6 points total through their first 12 quarters of football. But tonight could be the night they turn it around. The Knights will look to spark their offense with junior quarterback Anthony Powell, who's still looking for his first touchdown pass of the season, and junior running back Karan Wynn, who's carried the ball for 105 yards and a touchdown so far this year. Will East Canton keep their perfect season alive, or will the Knights rise up at home and grab their first win? It's East Canton versus St. Thomas Aquinas, live tonight at 7 o'clock, only on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's week 4 of high school football on the Q92 Sports Network, and it's time for the Federal League opener, and we will kick things off with the Backyard Brawl. 1-2 Canton Glen Oak versus 2-1 Canton McKinley. We are coming to you live from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, where these two teams with fresh momentum will clash under the lights. Coach Garcia and the Golden Eagles are fresh off their first victory of the season, a dominating 50-6 win over East Tech last weekend, fueled by a punishing ground game. Look for senior Javlion McClendon, who torched their defense for 141 rushing yards last week, and sophomore DeMarlo Rozier to make big plays. On defense, senior linebacker Matt Riskus is a tone setter looking to pressure McKinley's offense. Head coach Renzi Parnell and the McKinley Bulldogs also bounced back with a big win, taking down Cleveland Heights 34-12. Keep your eyes on talented sophomore running back Kylan West, who ran for 135 yards and a touchdown last week. Quarterback Trenton Hayden will be looking for senior DJ Britt, who had 5 catches for 116 yards last week, and junior Darius Hill, who is returning from injury. Both teams are riding high, but it was McKinley who won last season in a 35-6 rout over Glen Oak. The Pups lead the all-time series 39-13. Join me, Ryan Keller, and my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall, for the call tonight from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock on Q92radiosports.com and the Q92 YouTube channel. From Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
Only one matchup of undefeated teams in the area this weekend, and that is the game between the Perry Panthers and the Lake Blue Streaks at Lake. And we have a chance to talk with the coach of Perry, Spencer Lino. His team comes in at 3-0 after a win over Warren Harding last week. It was 25-14. And before we talk about what's coming up this week, take us back to last week a little bit and talk about your team's performance.
Yeah, we were looking forward to that one, and we knew what it was going to take to win, and it's not easy to go up to Warren Harding up in Mollenkoff and come out there with a win. They're a well-coached Warren team. They're an athletic Warren team, and we really had to be ready for that one. And we felt that if we could stay together and do our jobs on both sides of the ball and then win the special teams game, we felt that we could get out of there with a win, and that's what we did. And our kids played hard. Like I said, they stuck together. They played until the end. And Warren, they always play hard at Warren. So I was really happy with our guys' performance.
Seemed like you were able to keep the balance there as well on the offensive side, both running and passing. Is that how you saw it?
Yeah, we came out strong running the football, and we want to establish the run game. But you think you saw our ability to open things up as well. Jaden Wilson and then Nazir Foster. Those are two, big play receivers that we have. And, that big play that Jaden, that Treehorn threw to Cameron Treehorn threw to Jaden in the end zone there right before the half was a big play for us because Warren got the ball at halftime after the half. So, we felt that was a needed explosive play for us offensively.
Well, one of the numbers that jumps out when you look at your team is the rushing yards, with your team having over 700 through 3 games and giving up less than 150 to your opponents in 3 games. Can you explain that disparity in numbers?
Yeah, I think it's just. I mean, it's what we emphasize. One of our goals every week is what we call to win. We want to win the rushing war, and that comes with a lot of things. Defensively, like you said, we have to stop the run. We have to read our keys. And fit where you're supposed to fit, and that comes throughout the week of practice in how we do things. And then obviously offensively, how we're getting off the ball up front. The offensive line putting a dent into the defensive line. I just think really emphasizing that and the kids really buying into that really helps with that overall goal for our team.
Well, you have Lake this week and expecting a tough battle with them at their place. This has been a game in the past that's been a game between two teams that really like to grind it out and play defense. Both teams, it seems like, a little more diverse offensively, but still it seems like a couple of really tough teams physically. What do you see when you see Lake?
Yeah, I agree with you. Lake, Coach DeGeorge does a good job with his guys, and Lake is always going to play hard, and they're always going to be very well coached, and that's what you see this year with them as well. So I think you're right. They're physical. They like to grind it out and play good defense, but they have some big playmakers. They have some speed. They always do, but especially this year, they got some guys that can go. So we got to be able to cover those guys defensively.
That's Spencer Lino. He's the head coach of the Perry Panthers. They take on Lake this week, and Coach, good luck, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
Back here on Q92, getting ready for Friday night football as the Lake Blue Streaks host the Perry Panthers, and a couple of undefeated teams getting at it on the field in the opener of the Federal League for 2025. Before we get to that, Coach, first of all, if you could talk a little bit about your win last week against Rocky River, some not so good, but eventually coming out with the victory. What was your opinion on that game?
Rocky River was a very good football team, and they had some really good players, some really good athletes. They're very well coached. We had a pretty good first half. We're up by a couple touchdowns. We struggled a little bit in the third quarter. Got a little sloppy at times. Didn't play our best football overall, but we give credit to our kids, man. We found a way to hold on to the victory and secure that. So I'm glad for that. Dealt with some adversity during the game, and that's part of the game, and that's part of playing football. And our kids responded to that a little bit. So I was proud of their effort there. We need to get a lot better this week to have a chance versus Perry, though.
Well, I hated to bring it up, and everybody around hated to hear about it, but Tides George, your son, and a very important player on your team, was injured in the game Friday night, and it looks like that's going to be a long-term injury. First of all, I don't know. Do you want to talk about the dad part of it, or do you want to talk about the football part of it?
Yeah, unfortunately, he was hurt on the fourth play of the game. Broke part of his ankle after X-rays and stuff. He does not need surgery. 100% recovery is expected. So at least we got some good news there. But yeah, he's going to be out for probably most of the season. It looks like tough to lose a kid like that from a coaching perspective, because he was playing a bunch of different positions, playing at a very, very high level. Also one of our better leaders at practice in the locker room. So that one stings in a lot of places. As a dad, obviously it's, that's just about as bad as it gets when your kid doesn't get to do something they really want to do. But he's a fighter, and he'll come back from it tougher than heck. And so we're going to keep pushing on our end, and Ty wants nothing more than the Blue Streaks to win. So we'll find a way to try to get that done.
And I would imagine that leadership that you talked about, when he's able to get back and be around the team, is going to continue to show, right?
Oh, absolutely better. He was at practice yesterday, and he'll be there every day, and he'll do whatever he can to help us win. That's just what type of kid he is. He got that from his mother. So.
Well, you have Perry this week, and the Panthers off to a great start, just like your team at 3-0. And I see a lot of similarities between these two teams. What do you see when you look at the Panthers?
Yeah, man, they're playing really good football, and they got a lot of really, really good football players. Man, they're very physical, particularly in the box. Their linemen, their linebackers, their running backs. They just play hard. They're well coached schematically on both sides. So Coach Lino's doing a really nice job there, and his staff. Yeah, it's going to be by far our toughest game. We keep telling our kids that this is going to be a lot different than what we've experienced the past couple weeks. So we got to rise to the occasion. I think it's going to be a very, very tough game for us. We have to play at a high level in all three phases, which I think we can do, but we haven't done yet. So, but yeah, looking forward to the opportunity. It's going to be, great atmosphere, 2-3-0 teams, Federal League football starting, which is awesome. But we try to tell the kids that, the football really, really starts when you get to the Federal League, man. There's just so many good teams, so many good coaches. It's a dogfight every single week.
That's Dan DeGeorge. He's the head coach of the Lake Blue Streaks. They take on Perry this week. Coach, good luck, and thanks for your time.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
And the Lake Band takes the field just as we take the air here in our pregame show tonight as we get set for the Lake Blue Streaks and the Perry Panthers. Clint Scroggs and Brian Beatty with you. Here in the press box, we have a great view of the action on a just perfect night, another perfect night for high school football. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s, dropping into the mid-upper 60s before the game ends. No chance of rain, and I see a hot air balloon off in the distance. So it's a storybook atmosphere here at Lake, and a storybook start for both of these teams with one little asterisk for Lake. Brian, I see a very equal matchup of very similar teams here tonight. What do you see?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we say it every week. It starts up front, and each team has been tested non-league. They've had some good opponents, but it's Federal League football now. You buckle it up a little bit tighter, you get after it, and really interested to see how the up front. I've been really impressed this year. We got to see Perry once, and they're 1-2 punch running the ball. They have a new style offense, but they're still not afraid to run the ball. So it's fun to watch that. And Preston Dazzy, number 77, is out of all the offensive linemen so far this year, he might stand out the most. He plays angry at offensive line. So, and then Lake has a running back coming back tonight, Davis Matson. So that'll help him out. They had the big injury with tied to George, but it's next man up, and it's Federal League football. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, a couple of another similarity is Davis Matson coming back from an appendectomy, actually, just before the season started. So that derailed the beginning of his season, but he is back now. And Perry could be getting back last year's feature back, Caleb Hundley, who suffered a collarbone injury in the preseason. Coach Lino was not ready to say he was going to be out there a lot tonight. He said maybe he'd like to wait one more week, but I think we might see him at least a little bit, because Connor Shepard has been great to start the season. He has a ton of yards rushing already, 436, 4 scores, or 338 and 4 scores. But he's also one of their top defensive players, and I don't think you can go the entire season rushing the ball as much as he does and leading the defense.
How about that? Perry has another running back. They seem to just bring him. But, yeah, I was watching pregame. I didn't see him take any offensive snaps, but that's probably a coach's decision not to show him. So, we're not going to make any decisions. But, yeah, to be able to have him run the ball and, and get Mr. Shepard on the other side and, healthy and fresh on defense, that just makes them even more powerful.
The quarterback, Cameron Trehorn, he's thrown for 436 and 4 scores. And also Jonathan Lemon in the backfield, 326 yards rushing. The Panthers have outrushed their opponents in the first 3 games, 734 to 146. That's Perry football going all the way back as long as I can remember, even though they look a little different offensively. That's the same kind of thing that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. I was interested today when I was listening to the pregame speech, Coach Lino talking about the rushing board, and I never heard it put that way, but, that's their philosophy. They want to be able to outrush the team they're playing against, meaning that their defense needs to step up and hold them from rushing the ball, and they need to be able to rush. And that, what's nice this year, they have the open offense. They have some nice wideouts that you start, closing that box and putting 11 in the box, they're going to beat you outside.
Lake won 34-28 over Rocky River last week. Alex Squire, the quarterback, 12 of 20, 148 and a touchdown. He also ran for 51 and 2 scores. He and Davis Matson will have to pick up the slack for Ty DeGeorge. We talked about him earlier. You heard his dad talking about him. Got a little emotional there during the interview, which certainly expected as the dad. And seeing his son get injured last week and having to go through surgery this week. He was the leading rusher, the leading receiver, and he called the defensive calls from the secondary. Last week, Matson was back and ran the ball some. Squire's thrown for 525 and 4 touchdowns. Lake football, it says rock 'em all over the place here, and that's exactly what they like to do, which is why I see this as such an even matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's next man up. Unfortunately, for Lake, Lake's always been a kind of a 2 quarterback, and you can see in the stats with Coach Ty DeGeorge that he was a wide-out running back and quarterback. So they should be able to fill in quarterback, to help him out. But that, not having that extra weapon everywhere else in the field does hurt. But Lake, if anything this year, they have a lot of skill kids, which is unusual, more than being a more powerful. So, like I said, next man up, and it's going to be a great game.
It's a great atmosphere. The Fox 8 helicopter just sped over the top. We've got a cloudless sky. The lights are on here at Blue Streak Stadium, and we're getting ready for the Lake Blue Streaks and the Perry Panthers. That's coming up in just a few moments. High school football is presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Our referee tonight is Mr.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
What's trending? Here's what you can find online.
Q92radiosports.com is the official website of the Q92 Sports Network. It's also your home for all of our high school and University of Mount Union football and basketball games. It's where you can stream games live. Go to our SoundCloud page to relive games from the past. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule, get scores from around the area, and find your local sports news. It's all just a click away at Q92radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
The Lake High School Marching Band with our national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field Coach Dan DeGeorge, his coaching staff, and your 2025.
Other games tonight on the Q92 Sports Network. It's week 4 already. And the other games tonight include Louisville at Marlington on AM 1310 WDPN with Sam Berquin and Caleb Norick. Hoover is at Green. Mogador is at Malvern. Glen Oak is at Canton McKinley. East Canton at St. Thomas Aquinas. And Salem at Canton Central Catholic. Next week, Brian and Ryan and I are scheduled to be at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon as the Tigers host Lakewood St. Edward. That's next Friday night. And this is why you pay attention to the local listings and pay attention to Facebook and X and Instagram and all of that, because we were scheduled to be at Hoover and Green tonight, but we got switched during the week, and we're fine with that. Both of those games, I think, are going to be very good ones. But we have the Blue Streaks and the Perry Panthers. Lake out in the Battleship Gray jerseys and pants. Blue numbers trimmed in white. A little bit of red trim on the jersey and blue stripes down the sides of the pants. They have the traditional blue Lake helmet with the red and white stripes across the top and the white face mask. Perry looking very traditional in the all whites with the black numbers and letters, black helmet with the white block P on either side and the white face masks. Perry will receive the opening kickoff. And the fans and the players are ready for this one. Jonathan Lemon striding back to his goal line, getting ready for the kick by J.P. Moorhead. Nasir Foster also back for Perry, and we are underway as the ball is kicked and kicked into the end zone for a touchback. This is 8th touchback of the season. And we are underway offensively for Perry. On the offensive line, Preston Desi, Marco Salazar on the left side, Antonio Salazar and Mason Heil on the right. Center is Dominic Walker. Quarterback is Cameron Treharn, 5'9", 166, and a sophomore. Shepard is the running back behind him. They have Caleb Lawson as the wing to the left, 2 receivers near side left, 1 out to the right. Lawson on first down, waits the snap, straightens up, throws far side and high and outside and incomplete, intended for Jaden Wilson, senior receiver on the far side of the field. Defensively for Lake, on the line, Gavin Saltzwimmer, Zach Kutsera, and Aaron Mitchell. Brady Widener, Kyle Hammer, Shannon Billiter, Braden Talkington are the linebackers. Talkington plays up on the line of scrimmage. Cole Rader and Chase Fuller are the safeties. Brady Summers and Cal Pierce are the corners. And whistles and flags as the next play gets started. And an inauspicious start for the Perry Panthers with an incomplete and then a false start, which will back them up to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Lake came out. They got, you said Braden's usually down. They got Braden up here on the Perry sideline. He blitzed the first time, and they saw that. They picked it up. They tried to get a one-on-one quick bubble and just inaccurate throw. So I think a little confusion here for Perry coming out early.
Wing left, 2 receivers right. Now the wing switches to the right, and the receivers bunch up over there, 1 wide to the near side. It is a handoff. Shepard up the middle. Has a hole, 20, 25, and out to the 30-yard line. Brought down by Lake's Chase Fuller. But a 16-yard gain to the 31 and a Perry first down. Panthers bring Foster and Wilson to the near side. Now Foster will line up all the way outside on the right, far side of the formation. Play action, throw out to the right. Foster has it, 30. Inside a block, 35, twisting his way across the 36 at the 37-yard line. And that's where they will put Nasir Foster down. Nasir Foster on the season. 16 catches coming in for 189 yards.
Yeah, that plays just that bubble's just an extension of their run game. They see too many in the box. They're just going to throw it out wide and let the receiver go one-on-one.
And in motion right, handoff right. Shepard trying to bounce it outside and gets the corner, 45, 50 down the sideline, breaking tackles and finally dragged down on the Lake 28-yard line.
we were talking earlier about, Shepard, playing defense, but you might want to just tell Coach Alino, just leave me on this offensive side of the ball. That was a heck of a run again.
33 yards. They mark him on the 30. Shepard running right again. Gets to the outside again. And he's got a first down again. Inside the 20, down to about the 19-yard line. So that's 11 more for Shepard. But a huge number last week.
19-yard line.
203 yards and 2 scores against Rocky River. Against Harding last week, excuse me. So 1st and 10, Perry on the Lake 19. We're just underway, no score. Shepard again, up the middle. This time he is dropped after a short gain. A couple of yards on the play as they unpile. Aaron Mitchell, one of those there for the Blue Streaks.
Tackle on the play, made by number 47, Kyle Hammer. With help from number 55, Zachary Pizzero.
Wilson goes out to the right, 2 to the near side. 2nd down and 8 for Perry on the Lake 17. Rolling near side, under pressure. Treharn running for his life, and he's going to go down. Back outside the 25-yard line at the 27. Several Lake players met at the quarterback to set up a 3rd and very long here for the Panthers.
Yeah, Angelo Wood was the first one to have pressure off the edge and kind of contained them. You need to get rid of that ball. The second kind of spin, you just need to try to find somewhere and throw that ball out of bounds. That's a huge loss. A huge play for Lake.
I think it was Wood who actually made the tackle on the long run by Shepard earlier in this possession. 3rd down and 18 on the 27. Play action, bubble screen near side. Here comes Nasir Foster with flags down. He's going to go down at the 16. Tackle by
A penalty marker is down.
Salt Swimmer. Or maybe it was Mason Heil. I'm not sure. In either case, it is a hold against Perry. So the Panthers were riding high early in the possession, moved from their 20 to the Lake 17 with a 2nd and 8, and now it's going to be
10-yard penalty.
3rd down again and 20 or 21 from the 30-yard line. 9:04 to go in the first period. No score.
It's 3rd down.
Well, Perry were in the Archie Drake red zone, but not anymore. They're on the 30 with a 3rd and long. Jonathan Lemon in the backfield behind Cameron Treharn. He's got 2 receivers to either side of the field. Got 3 on the play clock. Need to snap it soon. And Perry calls a timeout. As the play clock was just about to run out, the Panthers take time. And we will as well. 8:38 to go in the first quarter. No score. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
3rd and 20 for Perry as we come back. Treharn back to throw, sets up. Now he's flushed out. Stops, throws far side to the sideline and incomplete. A high throw. Foster tried to pull it down at around the 13-yard line, but he couldn't bring it in. And so thanks to a couple of penalties, actually a penalty and a sack, the Panthers will send out the punt team. Ball on the 30-yard line. Seth Green is the punter.
Seth Green.
He's a junior, D-line and tight end. Lake defense still on the field as though they might go for it, but here's the kick coming to the near side of the field. It's going to bounce at around the 10. See where they mark it. They'll put it on the 12. So 18 yards on the punt. 1st and 10 now for the Lake Blue Streaks from their 12-yard line. Lake comes out with Brody Dutton at center, Landon Hoover and Zach Kutsera. The guards, Cole Hastings and Gavin Constantine at the tackles. Davis Matson is the running back. Shannon Billiter, the fullback. Alex Quire, the senior quarterback. Zach Novak, Chase Fuller, Quinn Snyder are receivers. Quire in the pistol. Sends a man in motion left. That's Matson. And he takes the pitch, and he goes out to the 15-yard line. So he will go for about 3 on the play. Matson got his feet on the ground last week and had a nice night, over 100 yards, after missing a couple of games with an appendectomy. Coach DeGeorge saying he was very winded at the end of last week's game and would be working hard to get in shape. 2nd and 7. Quick throw far side. Caught 25, 30. Not quite the 30. They'll knock him out of bounds at the 27-yard line, but that is a first down catch. That was Quinn Snyder with the grab. Snyder with the 7th catch on the season. Fuller leads with 7 coming into the game. Ty DeGeorge had 10 in the first 3 games. 2 games plus 4 plays anyway. So on 1st and 10 from their 27, Blue Streaks working from our left to our right. Have 1 receiver to the far side, 3 to the near side right. Handoff. Matson. Not much of a hole there as he tries to go over right guard and tackle. They'll spot him on the 30. Evan Laubacher, one of those in on the stop for the Perry Panthers. It'll be 2nd and 7. It's time they go with 2 receivers each way. 7:10 to go first quarter. No score in the game. Alex Quire back for Lake. Swings it near side. It's caught and a big hit put on. The runner bounces off Chase Fuller, but he's going to be surrounded and stopped. They'll blow the whistle. He doesn't go down. But coming up for the big hit for Perry was Nasir Foster. And that is going to be a big loser for Lake. That'll push them all the way back to the 20-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 17.
Yeah, the cornerback came flying up after he saw the bubble. What they can run off that now is fake that bubble, and if that corner's coming up, they can run that blocker down the sideline as almost like a up and out. So we're looking for that. But, yeah, great play by Perry there.
Fuller took a shot. He came out of the game as Quire's back to throw, wants to go deep, far side of the field. Ball up in the air and batted away at the last moment by Jaden Wilson, who got back in coverage and just was able to turn the head around and see the ball coming down to Quinn Snyder and knock it away at the Perry 45. So it'll be a punting situation for the Blue Streaks. Lachlan Baker will kick it away. He's a sophomore. Foster and Lemon back deep for the Perry Panthers, standing on their 40-yard line. On 4th and 17. Snap takes a while to get back, but no rush. And here's a nice kick, a floater. It's going to be Lemon back to his 38. Starts upfield to the 45, and his gang tackled on the 45-yard line. Finished off on the play by Zach Novak to set up a Perry 1st and 10 on their 45 with 6:03 to go in the first quarter. No score.
Yeah, Lemon has a lot of speed. That's great coverage by Lake there. You don't want to give him any momentum because he'll get down the field quick. So it's going to be interesting to see how. I know for week 1 we had Perry and Central, and with them being a traditional running team, be able to pass block. It takes a little bit more to understand the different alignments. So this is going to be interesting tonight because the two drop back passes, they've given up a lot of pressure. So
comes a man in motion. That's Foster. They'll hand it off up the middle to Lemon. He is bulldogged it down after a couple of yards. First one there for Lake was Kyle Hammer, senior linebacker. Great name for a linebacker, Kyle Hammer. And it's a 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8 for Perry. 5:40 to go first quarter, no score.
Second down.
Wilson comes to the near side wide. One split out to the right. Extra tight end in the formation. Ryan Happel goes in motion left as the H-back. They'll give it up the middle. Lemon trying to pick his way through traffic. Not a lot of room there. And they'll stop him on the 49. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Panthers. They get the extra tight end out.
Hey, Blue Street fans, it's 3rd.
Wilson will line up out to the right side. They'll have 2 to the near side. Foster, the outside man, back to throw. Treharn looks left, throws middle, and it's caught. Foster is trying to get away but can't, but he does have a first down. Last man to hit him for Lake was Grady Widener, but it is a gain to the Lake 42-yard line and a Perry first down, and we have a Perry player down now at the 50-yard line. He just kind of sat down on the turf. And I think that's Preston Daisy there, 290-pound offensive lineman. So he's just sitting down on the turf.
Lake High School would love to include every
Not sure what the problem is.
military person who graduated from Hartville, Uniontown, or Lake High Schools in our beautiful veterans display here at Lake Middle High School.
It's helped to his feet. Looks like maybe a right ankle injury.
Almost 90.
I would not want to be the players that have to help him get off to the sideline. So he's walking off on his own. It looks like he's going to be okay.
Hoover leading Green 7-0. Late first quarter, and East Canton leads Aquinas 9-0 late first quarter. Here we're at 4.5 minutes to go in the first. No score. They'll hand it on the sweep around the right end. And Foster trying to turn the corner, lowers the shoulder and gets forced out of bounds into the Perry bench at about the 38-yard line. So it's going to be about a 4-yard pickup for the Panthers. 2nd and 6. Nasir Foster, 5'10", 157. And now the Panthers are going to go to the far side of the field. Not sure what the... I don't see the injured player if there is an injury. Blake Hose went off as one of their offensive linemen. I'm not sure if he was injured or not. In any case, now we're ready to go with a 2nd and 6 for Perry on the Lake 38. One back, quick throw near side. Caught in the flat, 40, 35, and out of bounds goes Evan Laubacher, who's going to have a first down. They'll put him on the 31 for a gain of 7. Couldn't be more simple than that.
No, just a pitch and catch there and breaks a tackle, and you break that tackle, you're one-on-one there. So got enough yards, picked up the first down. Perry, you don't see the wing tee, but there's a lot of counter, a lot of power pulling. So, there's a lot of movement up front. No matter how you look at it, it's just not called the wing tee, and then they just spread you out and hit those bubbles.
Preston Daisy back in the game at left tackle for Perry, and they'll run right behind him. It's Treharn taking the snap and just running over left tackle. He's wrestled down by Kyle Hammer at the 25-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup on just a quarterback run to the left side of the offensive line. And you have Daisy over there along with Dominic Walker at 5'11" and 265.
Daisy might have just needed a breather. His guy was 15 yards down the field. He was continuing blocking, clean and everything. But like I said earlier, he plays angry.
2nd and 4. 2 to the right, 1 to the near side. That's Laubacher. Now they shift Happold. The H-back. Now he's back on the left side. Handoff up the middle. Lemon has a hole. 25, 20, and spun down at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. The Panthers in the R.G. Drake red zone.
Tackle by Blue Streaks. Made by number 22, Chase Fuller.
Saving tackle for Lake
First down.
by Braden Talkington.
Yeah, they bring that speed option towards us, and then right up underneath it, they curl Lemon back underneath in a quick little trap.
From the 10, this time 2 backs, Shepard and Lemon. They give it to Shepard running left, and he's forced to cut back inside, and he's hit from behind.
Tackle on the play.
And dropped by
Gavin Solswimmer.
Solswimmer. There's your number right there. That's a number change from the beginning of the game, or from the pregame.
2nd and goal from the 9.
Got a yard on the play. And Lemon this time to the 8, to the 7, to the 5-yard line, where it will be 3rd and goal for Perry.
Tackle for the Blue Streaks was made by number 55.
We're down to 2:20, running clock first quarter. Lemon goes out. They have Michael DeSantis in as a tight end. Play clock at 12 as they just are now getting to the line of scrimmage. So they have 2 wings to the right. Shepard in the backfield. Man comes in motion left. Give to Shepard up the middle to the 5, to the goal line. He's in for the Perry touchdown.
Touchdown, Panthers.
Connor Shepard. From 5 yards out. It's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And Perry take the lead. Bryce DeStefano will kick the extra point. 10 of 13 on the season. Good snap, ball down, kick is on the way, and it is good. 1:50 to go in the first quarter from Lake. It's Perry 7, Lake nothing. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
The Perry Panthers go 57 yards on that possession, both on the ground and through the air, to take the 7-0 lead on the 5-yard touchdown run by Connor Shepard. DeStefano will kick off.
Panthers number 30, Bryce DeStefano, set to kick it. Back deep for Blue Streaks number 24, Lachlan Baker.
Here's the kickoff, taken inside the 5, out to the 10, to the 20, along the near side, and it's Matson out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. Run out by Luke Heil for the Panthers. Ryan Bevere down on the sidelines, telling us that the Lake player Chase Fuller on that reception where he was shaken up, it had to come out. He had a nosebleed and had to plug that up. East Canton 16, Aquinas nothing. Malvern 8, Mogador nothing.
And guess who gets to clean that uniform?
If anybody can do it, you can do it.
There you go.
On first down, Matson tries the middle. He's wrapped up pushes forward for a yard or two. First man to hit him is Caleb Lund. 5'10", 221, a senior. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 26-yard line. Blue Streaks looking for some offense here. They'll send Quinn Snyder out to the left. Fuller comes to the near side. They have a wing to the right and one back in the pistol. Quire back. Wants to go far side, and it's caught along the far sideline. A nicely thrown ball right into the arms of Quinn Snyder. The junior receiver takes it and has a Lake first down for 9 yards to the 35.
Yeah, great route there by Snyder. He was in his break, and the ball was in the air, and that's a tough play for a DB, but that's a well-timed and great throw.
So from the 35, Blue Streaks sent Fuller out to the left, one to the near side, wing right, and the running back, Matson, behind the quarterback in the pistol. Quire turns, hands it off. Matson starts left, cuts back to the right, and being pulled down from behind. Shepard was there for the stop at the 39, so a pickup of 4. Down to 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Perry up on Lake, 7-0. Lake sends Cole Lanterman out to the left side. One coming near side, wing out to the left. Handoff again. Matson trying to sweep right in, and he is swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. Shepard there. Antonio Salazar there for the Panthers. And also Nasir Foster, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter. So teams will change ends, and we will head to the second quarter here at Blue Streak Stadium. And our score after one period. Perry 7, Lake nothing. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
What's trending? Here's what you can find online.
Q92radiosports.com is the official website of the Q92 Sports Network. It's also your home for all of our high school and University of Mount Union football and basketball games. It's where you can stream games live. Go to our SoundCloud page to relive games from the past. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule, get scores from around the area, and find your local sports news. It's all just a click away at Q92radiosports.com.
Everybody's a winner here at the Lake Blue Streak Stadium tonight. Stark Federal Credit Union is sponsoring Dollar Dog Night for all the fans. The hot dogs are only $1. You may want 5. Mustard and ketchup are free. I know. I had one. It's delicious. Thank you, Stark Federal Credit Union.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Lake with a 3rd and 7 as we come back for the second quarter. They trail Perry 7-0. Lake now working away from the scoreboard at Blue Streak Stadium. Alex Quire back to throw. Now he's going to run 40 and to the 45, and he finds his way for first down yardage. Connor Shepard joined on the tackle by Caleb Lawn. But Quire picks up the first down. He came in with 97 yards rushing this year and 2 touchdowns. Most of that picked up last season. We see Ty DeGeorge wheeling his way around the back of the Lake bench so we can get a better view. He's got the little scooter with his right lower leg in a boot as the run goes up the middle for a couple of yards. End of one, Hoover 14, Green nothing. Massillon leads Bennett 14-0. Alliance and Ellett, no score. McKinley up on Glen Oak 7-0. Northwest 6, Triway nothing. Jackson 7, Mayfield nothing. Orville 14, Tuslaw nothing. Louisville and Marlington 7-all. Canton South 7, Manchester nothing. 2nd and 8 here for Lake. Quire takes the snap, pumps near side. Wants to send his man deep down the sideline, and it is intercepted But a flag comes in. Laubacher got the interception, but he's going to be called for the push on the receiver down around the 20-yard line. It looks like that's going to be the call anyway.
I think that's going to be a good call. Once again, I will tell you I'm an offensive coach, but he didn't give him a chance to go to the ball. It was definitely contact, and it knocked him off his route and put him in the area to catch the ball. Nice double move there. Quarterback gave a nice pump fake, and he did have a step on him.
Problem for Laubacher, he did everything right. He got there, he looked back for the ball, but right before the ball came, it was the shove, basically, which he didn't need to do. So 1st and 10 after the penalty for Lake at the Perry 37-yard line. Novak out to the right, 2 to the near side. Fuller goes in motion right and whistles as the play begins. It'll be a false start against the offense.
Yeah, that zip motion guy just came. He took off a little too early. They had one guy in motion already, and can't have 2 people moving. That's only allowed in Canada.
Salem 21, Central Catholic 7. So 1st and 15 here for Lake from the 42 of Perry. Quire takes the snap, fakes the throw, runs up the middle, nothing there, trying to get to the outside and drag down on the 42-yard line, right around the line of scrimmage. Dominic Walker pulled him down from behind, and with Quire playing, DeGeorge out, the backup quarterback is a sophomore. So as much as you want to get the quarterback in the running game, I might be a little afraid to do that too much.
Yeah, you want to be smart. And that was definitely a design draw there. He needs to just keep on going forward. He's not a dancer at all. He just want to try to get positive yards.
2nd and 14. Quire looking deep right, wants to throw middle. Now he's rushed and he'll go down back on the 42-yard line. Couple of looks downfield, and then the pocket collapsed. Michael DeSantis gets the sack for the Panthers. And it'll be 3rd down and 15 from the 42.
Yeah, they covered 2 there. There was no one open there. You know, they tried to double move again, but wide receivers was double team. There was nothing there to go to.
3 will go out to the right side for Lake, 1 to the near side. Running back to the right of Quire in the pistol. Takes the snap, rolls out to his right. Late pressure and a sack on the 49. They sent a late blitzer. Daisy will get part of that sack, and Mason Heil will get part of it, I believe, for the Panthers. And 4th and very long now for Lake, and the punt team comes on.
Yeah, they ran a sprint out to the right to the Perry's bench. When you're a quarterback, you're sprinting out to the right. You don't want to turn back into it because there's usually someone, it's unblocked at the end, the last player in the line of scrimmage. And as soon as you turn back, that just gives that opportunity for that guy to catch you, which happened there.
Lachlan Baker, the punter, he averages 37. And he hits a nice one down the middle of the field, taken on the 9-yard line. And Foster out to the 16-yard line, maybe the 17, and that's where Perry will take over with 8:03 to go in the first half. 7-0. Panthers on top. They scored on their last possession. Kind of like Perry's first possession there for Lake. They got into Perry territory. They got a break on a penalty, but ended up going backwards after that.
Yeah, you want to get rid of those mental mistakes. You know, that was just an emotion where you got 2 people moving at the same time. That's a mental mistake. And then, you know, just a sack that was – they want to play behind the sticks, that's for sure. We got a flag also.
I did not see the flag, but it is a holding call against Perry. So that will put the Panthers on their 10-yard line rather than their 18.
Yeah, I think the flag was thrown more at the line of scrimmage at the initial spot, so I didn't see that either. Usually you see it in the open field area, so they must have held someone up coming off the line.
Minerva leading Sandy Valley 14-12 in the second quarter. Here Perry starts actually on their 5 with a 1st and 10, leading 7-0. 8 minutes left in the first half. They trying to get Blue Streaks to jump offside. They do not. Still 12 on the play clock. Treharn on the goal line, takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle. Lemon spins away and dives forward across the 10 to the 11-yard line.
Tackle on the play.
Jonathan Lemon, 5'10", and a junior, 155. Looks bigger than that.
Yeah, he does. He's very thick, that's for sure.
Second down and 4. The Panthers look to the far sideline for the play.
I'm going to steal Coach Hall. I listened to their broadcast last week of the Perry game. They call them Thunder and Lightning. You got Shepard, the Thunder, and then Lemon, the Lightning.
Lemon gets it again up the middle. At this time, very short yardage. He'll pick up a yard, maybe 2, to the 18-yard line. So it will be, sorry, got that wrong. They're on the 13-yard line. They need to go to the 15 for the first down. So it's 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers. 7 minutes left in the first half from Lake. Panthers have controlled things for the most part. But here need to get out of their own end. Here is a handoff, running left. Shepard tries to get outside, and I don't know. It's going to be very close.
Oh, ball on the ground.
He lost the ball. Lost the ball, and Lake has it on the 15-yard line. The official on that side of the field just sort of ambled into where the tackle was made and pointed the Lake Blue Streaks way. Never saw the ball come out. Didn't see a whole lot of players jumping around. But in any case, it's a huge turnover. And just like that, Lake in the R.G. Drake red zone on the Perry 14.
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching the same play. I was trying to see where the spot was going to be. He didn't throw his beanbag or anything on the fumble. So that must have been a strip while he was going down.
Only the second fumble lost by the Panthers so far this year. So Lake in business on the Perry 14. 1st and 10. They trail 7-0. 3 receivers, wing left, handoff to Matson, running right. Trying to find an opening, and there really isn't one there. He'll go down after a yard or 2 in the arms of Michael DeSantis.
Might be a time here. They've been running that bubble, maybe run that bubble slant where, you fake the bubble and that blocker goes up underneath. A quick slant pattern here.
Alex Squire comes all the way to the sideline for the play. Now he goes all the way back to the huddle. 15 on the play clock as they break the huddle. 3 come to the near side for Lake. They also have a wing on the same side, the left side. Squire takes the snap, hands off. And Matson up the middle, inside the 10 to the 9. He'll pick up 4. It will be 3rd down and 4 on the 9-yard line.
Matson's a very patient back. He kind of lets everything set up in front of him, then he makes his cut and gets upfield.
Tight formation. 2 receivers bunch left. 1 to the right. Wing right. Now man goes in motion. That's Fuller going right. And a play action. Squire back. Looking. In trouble. Flag down. Pumps. Still running. Man open in the end zone, and he hits him for a touchdown. Now let's see what the flag is about. Flag is out at the 20-yard line, and it is a hold against Lake, which it seemed like that was what it was going to be all along.
Yeah, it was kind of – they were looking the tight end slot. I'm not sure which one it was. Came across the field, and a lot of times they'll roll everyone to the right like they did, and you throw it across. Great coverage. I didn't catch the number who was, but the man coverage on that did not bite up on that rollout and kept that backside protected. So that's what really busted. And after that, he really didn't have anywhere else to throw it.
So the penalty, a lot of penalties tonight have been costly for both teams. Lake now with a 3rd down and 14 on the 19-yard line. Choir takes the snap. Blitz coming. Throw far side to the end zone, and it is too strong and out of the back of the end zone.
Choir's fastball is incomplete.
Justin,
Intended for the Blue Streaks number 2, Zach Novak.
sorry, Zach Novak, the intended receiver in the back corner of the end zone. He was well covered, and the pass ended up out of the end zone, and it will be 4th down here for Lake. As the Blue Streaks get set to try their first, if this is a field goal attempt, their first attempt of the season. J.P. Moorhead is their kicker.
J.P. Moorhead.
A senior, 36 yards, right in the middle of the field. Good snap and hold. Kick is blocked. Ball bounds way up in the air, and it's caught by a Lake player back on the 25-yard line. He takes a knee, and the Panthers, after fumbling the ball away on their own 15-yard line, keep Lake off the scoreboard. We remain at 7-0 Perry with 4:59 to go in the first half. Hoover up on Green, 21-0 in the second. Malvern 14, Mogador 7.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a block kick go that high. He could have actually fair caught that. And that was as high as some of the punts we've seen this year. But, yeah, pressure just came right up the middle. There was, once again, another just mental mistake for Lake on that drive all the way around.
Cameron Treharn in the pistol. Straightens up, throws far side, a catch, and then the ball comes out. Pass was intended for Jaden Wilson.
Was intended for number 3, Jaden Wilson.
Looks like it was Cole Rader over there for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, he did a great job tackling through the arms there. He kind of had the ball in his hand. He just stripped down through the ball, so nice defensive play.
The Lake numbers are very difficult to read on the far half of the field. Blue on gray. They are trimmed in white, but still hard. Here's Treharn going back to throw, and now taking it up the middle on the run as he had pressure coming his way. He's able to run it out to the 30-yard line, which will bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Perry. 4:37 to go in the first half. Blue Streaks lead 7-0.
Tackle for the Blue Streaks was made by
Kinley up on Glen Oak, 14-0. That is in the second quarter.
It's 3rd down.
Treharn back to throw. Throws it near side, low and incomplete at the 35-yard line. Nasir Foster trying for a sliding catch, but the pass was underthrown. And the Panthers with a 3 and out. And Lake looks to get good field position again. Don't know if it'll be as good as the plus 15, but should be pretty good. Seth Green to punt. Good snap, no rush. Kick is away, low line drive. Taken on the 35 to the 40. Far side Fuller, 45 outside. He's down the sideline. We also have a flag on the play. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. It looked like he was going to go out on his own side of the 50. They're going to spot him all the way on the Perry 39 and going to tack on some more yards, it looks like, the possible face mask penalty. It is a face mask against Perry.
Face mask is the call.
So it's not going to be far from the plus 15.
Very interesting. A lot of mental mistakes. This is the first game we've seen so many penalties. You know, we've had a lot of good mental games, I call it. But you get into Federal League, you got a lot to think about, a lot of contact, and you get a little sloppy once in a while. But yeah, that's another big penalty.
And that guy you might have been able to block last week. This week he's a step past you. And now you have to grab him.
Exactly.
Or something like that. In any case, the ball on the Perry 24 with the 1st and 10 now for Lake. Right back in business, and Perry's going to call a timeout. So we'll take the break. 4:09 left in the first half. Perry 7, Lake nothing. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The dogs are $1 here at Lake Local's Blue Streak Stadium tonight. It's Dollar Dog Night. Here's how it works. Every fan in the stands can buy a hot dog for $1. Thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union. Think big, bank small. Think hot dogs from Stark Federal Credit Union, your home team credit union.
Looking to brighten someone's day? Look no further than Hartville Balloon Shop. We're locally owned right here in Hartville. Let us design custom displays for your birthdays to baby showers. And yes, to those high school seniors, even graduations. We've got balloons for every occasion. Delivery all across Stark County and beyond, bringing the celebration to your door. Visit hartvilleballoonshop.com or call 330-705-6799 today. Hartville Balloon Shop, making your event stand out.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
So out of the Friends and Family Credit Union timeout, Lake with a 1st and 10 on Perry 24-yard line. They trail 7-0. Alex Squire back to throw with pressure, takes a hit, throws it deep down the middle, and it's too far, incomplete. I believe it was Connor Shepard that hit the Lake quarterback between the 1 and the 0, right in the middle of the chest. Squire back up admirably. Still maybe not quite at 100% as he looks to the near side for the play. That pass down the middle, they had a receiver, but it was just a couple of yards overthrown.
Yeah, he had to get rid of it a little bit quicker than he wanted to, of course. But yeah, he took a shot there.
2nd and 10, 2 receivers each way for Lake. Man comes in motion. They fake it to him. Squire wants to throw the screen to the right. It's caught. And Perry all over it. And we have a flag down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, once again, Lake does that motion, and they're not completely set. You have to, the quarterback there, just took a shot, so he might have saw. But you got to get everyone set before you bring that guy into motion. And the wideouts, and it was right in front of the line judge here on Lake side.
It's another mental mistake there by the Blue Streaks. Will back them up to the 29-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and 15. 3:58 left in the first half. Perry on top of Lake 7-0. Blue Streaks recovered a fumble on the Perry 15. Couldn't get a first down, had their field goal blocked. Now with a good punt return and a penalty starting deep in Perry territory, but they're going backwards again. Back is Squire, looking near side, swings it out, caught on the near side of the field by Wyatt Jones, and he'll go inside the 25. They will spot him on the 22-yard line. So that is a gain of about 8. It will be 3rd down and 8.
I wonder what Coach George is thinking here. 2 plays, get the first down here. That first field goal try didn't look real good, so.
3rd down and 8.
3 receivers go out to the right. Summers, Lanterman, and Fuller. 1 to the near side left. That is Snyder. Back to throw. Squire throws near side too high and incomplete. Sailed it over the head of Quinn Snyder, who's 6'4", but wasn't enough on that throw. Squire tried to zip it in there against close pressure and close coverage. 4th and 8.
Yeah, he has to get his confidence back there. You took a big shot, which I understand completely, but back did a nice job picking up that blitz. I think the last time they had to back out in the route, so no one picked up that blitz. So his feet weren't real set there, and he just sorted that ball right over the receiver's head. So it's a lot easier to say to have your confidence up here when you didn't have to take a shot.
Lake Athletics, the Lake Athletic Booster.
The timeout here now. A Friends and Family Credit Union timeout for Lake. It's time to bring a friend into the family with Friends and Family Credit Union. 3:48 to go in the first half from Lake. The Blue Streaks trailing Perry 7-0. And they are facing a 4th down and 8 on the Perry 22-yard line. Hoover 21, now Green 7. Salem leading Central 28-7.
Mercy Hospital Sports Medicine is proud to be the official sports medicine provider.
Jackson up on Mayfield 10-0. Massillon 21, Bennett 0. Both teams called the Tigers. Alliance 6, Ellett 0. Northwest 15, Triway 7. Here it's 4th and 8 for Lake on the Perry 22-yard line. 1 back, 4 receivers. Squire wants to throw. Looks left, pumps. Going to go for the end zone, and it is caught in the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown.
Yeah, double move, pump fake by the quarterback there, and he wanted the ball at the pylon. That's where the receiver was running to, and if he wouldn't have caught it, he would have took the pylon out. Great ball, great catch, nice answer by Lake.
Third receiving touchdown of the season for the junior Quinn Snyder. And Lake a point away from tying this one. Moorhead, the kicker. The flag before the play. Somebody have too many out there?
Yeah, that's what the put his hand on the chest. Yep.
Yep, they got 12. Perry, that is. So extra point attempt by Moorhead. 12 of 15 on the season. Good snap and hold. Kick, line drive, up and no good. Wide to the left. So we are not tied with 3:42 to go in the first half. It's Perry 7, Lake 6. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarchone Auto Group on Q92.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
This is high school football presented by Sarchone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Medicine specialists at Mercy Hospital understand athletes are experts.
Lake takes advantage
Such as overuse issues.
eventually of the good field position and get a touchdown, but they missed the extra point, so they trail 7-6 with 3:42 left here in the first half.
Medicine specialists to get your athletes back on track. Back deep for your favorite.
Kickoff by Moorhead, high and short to the far side of the field, and it bounces out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line. Perry player over there doing a nice job. Mitchell Tackix letting that ball go out of bounds. Salem up on Central, 28-14 now in the second. East Canton 23, Aquinas nothing right before halftime. And Louisville up on Marlington, 14-7. Latest score we had there. Fairless 28, Tusky Valley 7. Manchester now up on Canton South, 14-10. At halftime, we'll have news of scores of other games as they're discussing what's going on here after the kickoff. Let's see where they'll put the ball.
Let's say the 35, I believe, but it's going to be the 30.
30-yard line.
You know, we had Perry week one against Central, and we set a different offense, and, they scored right before half on a long ball. They did the same thing last week against Harding right before half, a big score. So I know Coach DeGeorge has watched these films, and you got to be ready. They're going to look to punch us in.
On the first play, the quarterback runs it to the far side. Treharn to the 35-yard line for a 5-yard pickup. Second down and 5. Perry with one timeout left and 3.5 minutes.
Gain of 5 makes it 2nd and 5.
Treharn and trouble, and he goes down. They'll stop him back on the 29-yard line. Tackle for Lake by Jordan Jones, a senior. And it will be 3rd and 11 here for Perry. We'll see if Lake might look at taking a timeout.
And ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring up a 3rd down.
3rd and 11. Treharn swings it out of the backfield. Coming to the near side. Flag down at the 35 goes Lemon, which is a 6-yard gain. And it's like this play is coming back. And it will be a hold against the Panthers.
On that reception, tackle was made by number 7, Kyle Hammer.
Neither team has really had a monopoly on the mistakes here in the first half tonight.
Yeah, this is a interesting call. This will bring up 4th and short. And, yeah, coaches are going to decline this. Might use a timeout here.
Clock is stopped at 2:27. Lake will decline the penalty to set up a 4th and 5 on Perry's 35-yard line for the Panthers. Clock now running, and now Lake will call a timeout. And we'll take a break with 2:22 left in the first half. 7-6, Perry leads Lake. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Folks, more than 90% of all sports injuries don't require surgery. Sports medicine specialists work closely with athletes to explore and a tailored plan just for them. 330-489-1562. Schedule a consultation with a professional sports medicine specialist. Cleveland Clinic First Sports Medicine is proud to be the official sports medicine provider here at Lake High School.
Fourth down for Perry, and they will punt. Green back on his 25, kicks it away off the side of his foot, but it comes down the near sideline. It takes a Perry roll inside the 20. Fuller all the way back inside his 10 to his 5. Now he starts upfield, and he's going to be able to struggle his way out to the 10-yard line. He might have made the right play there in picking that ball up. It looked like it might have continued to go down the sideline, but he was in trouble as soon as he did. He got back out to the 10. So it will be 1st and 10 for Lake from their own 10 now with 2:06, which might change the strategy for the Blue Streaks with one timeout, trailing 7-6.
Yeah, tough call there. You know, it might have got into the end zone, might not. It might have went off, you know, the 2-3 yard line. So took a little gamble there, and it didn't pay off.
2 out to the right, 1 to the near side for Lake on 1st and 10 on their own 10. Alex Quire, senior quarterback, gives up the middle and a hole across the 15 and close to the 20-yard line. They'll spot the ball carrier on the 19. It was Davis Matson on the carry. 2nd and 1. They go right to the line of scrimmage. 1:45 left in the half. Matson gets it again up the middle. 1st down and out to the 26-yard line. Brought down by Connor Shepard with 2 runs and 16 yards, and Perry are out of jail. Lake out of jail. Perry may be willing to give up some yards here to let some time run off the clock. Down to 1:28. Quire back to throw. Looking near side. Going to throw it deep. And it is incomplete. Overthrown. Intended for Quinn Snyder with coverage by Nasir Foster. So the clock stops with 1:21. 2nd and 10 for Lake on their 26. They trail 7-6. Salem 35, Central 14 in the second. West Branch up 20-6 at halftime. And Youngstown Cheney, handoff up the middle. Matson, only a couple of yards there to the 29. And the clock continuing to run. Lake with 1 timeout left, but still inside their own 30, down 1 just before halftime.
Yeah, I think Lake's going to play it safe here, run as much clock off as he can. Does Perry have another timeout?
They have 1.
They have 1. They'll try to stop the clock after this play if they don't pick it up.
3rd down and 7. Quire rolling to his right. Looking downfield. Still looking. Going to throw it deep. Got a man out there, but it is intercepted. Intercepted by Foster back on the 32-yard line. The pass a little bit underthrown. And the defender was able to get back and pick it off with 39 seconds left in the half. Worked as a punt, I guess.
Yeah, he hadn't threw, but he was rolling to the right and threw it completely across his body, almost 40 yards. And the receiver had a step, but that takes a All-American quarterback to make that throw. You'll see that on Sunday afternoon, maybe.
Perry comes out with 4 wide, 2 on each side. Treharn in the pistol. 39 seconds left. Perry with 1 timeout. Throw out to the near side, caught by Foster, and he gets out of bounds on the 47-yard line. Escorted out of bounds by Cole Rader.
Yeah, Perry's going to jump in under NASCAR offense here. And like I said, they've had 2 big drives at ends of half against Central and Harding.
They lead 7-6 with 33 seconds left in the half. They have 1 timeout. They're on their own 47 with a 1st and 10. Treharn to throw. Steps up, throws near side. Foster again, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds on the Lake 42, which will be another 1st down, a gain of 11. Colin Pierce makes the play for Lake. They've been playing a little soft on the near side, allowing those completions. 28 seconds. Perry again with 2 wide to each side. Cameron Treharn, the sophomore quarterback, straight back, blitz up the middle, throw incomplete. Evan Spurrell was running to the near side of the field, and the ball just whizzed right past him because he hadn't turned his head around to get rid of it because of the blitz.
Yeah, absolutely. Lake hadn't put any pressure on. They've had a lot of success putting the pressure on the quarterback, and that time Coach DeGeorge dialed up the blitz, and once again, they did not pick it up correctly.
2nd and 10, 24.6 to go in the half. Lake almost jumped. Yeah, they look rushery right now. Rusherish, whichever you prefer. Throw to the near side, almost intercepted. A flag comes in. The receiver slipped and fell, and then the defender came over the top. The ball went past both of them. I didn't see any contact at all there.
No, I didn't either.
Oh, wow. They call pass interference on Lake, and the official standing right next to Dan DeGeorge made the call, and they're having a discussion right now. He has to be pretty sure of himself in that situation, but it looked like Foster just slipped coming out of his cut. The defender was a step or so away, and the ball just zoomed right past him out of bounds. It'll be a 1st down after they mark the penalty off for Perry on the Lake. Still going, 27-yard line with 21 seconds left in the half. Perry still with 1 timeout remaining. Again, they try to get the Blue Streaks to jump, but they don't come into the neutral zone. Six on the play clock. Again, Lake looks like they're coming. Now they drop out. Treharn near side. Caught by Foster. Cuts to the inside. Now back to the sideline. Down the sideline, and he's going to be marked out of bounds. He went into the end zone, but he's going to be marked out of bounds at the 4-yard line with 13.7 left. Perry's celebrating. The band is playing, but it's not a touchdown.
Yeah, another nice. They're checking at the line of scrimmage. They want to see where the blitz is coming from, and just making a quick little out. And instead of going out of bounds, he kind of baited them, stayed in bounds, and almost took that into the end zone.
So Perry 1st and goal on the 4 in the R.T. Drake red zone. They're on the 4-yard line with 13.7 left in the half. They have 1 timeout. Treharn with Lemon behind him in the pistol. They have a wing each way and a receiver each way. Treharn throws near side, intercepted. He threw it right into the hands of the Lake defender, Callan Pierce. And a terrible turnover by Perry inside the Lake 5-yard line in the final 10 seconds of the first half. The only thing you couldn't do there, it was as if Treehart took the snap and made the throw without even looking, because the only man there with a chance at the ball was Callan Pierce, Jr., defensive back. And we're going to go to halftime, remaining at 7-6. Yikes.
Yeah, and I think you made a great point earlier. You know, you haven't played Federal League competition. You know, the blitz is affecting both of these quarterbacks. They're keeping their eyes kind of on the blitz guy, and you don't see that corner roll up there. And, yeah, this is, you know, Federal League football at its finest. Ooh.
Quire takes a knee. It was the third interception of the season for Lake, and it was a huge one. It sends us to halftime. Lake runs out the last 10 seconds, and the teams head for the locker room
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
with nothing decided. At halftime for Blue Streak Stadium, our scores: Perry 7, Lake 6. We'll come back with halftime news. We'll have scores and next week's schedule and a lot of other stuff coming up. We'll also have our scout team players of the week at halftime. But right now, we'll send it back to the studios. Perry leading Lake at the break 7-6. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
What's trending? Here's what you can find online.
Q92radiosports.com is the official website of the Q92 Sports Network. It's also your home for all of our high school and University of Mount Union football and basketball games. It's where you can stream games live. Go to our SoundCloud page to relive games from the past. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule, get scores from around the area, and find your local sports news. It's all just a click away at Q92radiosports.com.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. 2 Canton police officers charged in the death of a man in their custody will stand trial January 26th. The date for 25-year-olds Bo Shonegi and Camden Birch was set during a pretrial hearing today in Stark County Common Pleas Court. They each have pleaded not guilty to a charge of reckless homicide. Judge Kristen Farmer recused herself from the case. The Ohio Supreme Court will appoint a visiting judge. In April 2024, Frank Tyson of Canton Township crashed his vehicle near the AmVets building on Sherrick Road Southeast. People inside called police to have Tyson removed due to his erratic behavior. He stopped breathing after being handcuffed and put on the floor. A Stark County judge has sentenced a man to 4 to 6 years in prison for a fatal drug overdose. Common Pleas Judge Kristen Farmer issued the punishment to 37-year-old Cornell Bennison of Canton after he pleaded guilty Thursday to charges of involuntary manslaughter, corrupting another with drugs, and trafficking of a fentanyl-related compound. In September 2024, prosecutors say he provided fentanyl that led to the death of 30-year-old Shaheem Miller of Canton. Authorities are investigating a string of break-ins at shopping plazas in the Canton area. Jackson Township Police say someone broke windows and glass doors at Lovely Nails and Yankee Candle at Belden Park Crossings on Dressler Road Northwest after 8:30 Tuesday morning. Cash registers and drawers were ransacked. Canton Police say 5 businesses at 2 separate plazas along 30th Street Northwest were targeted early Monday. Windows and glass doors were broken at Darting Around and Anomaly. Similar vandalism occurred around the same time at Elegant Nails, Dr. Tripp's Travel, and Hair's to You Salon. On Monday, the Stark County Sheriff's Office says someone broke into French Tips Nail Salon on Whipple Avenue Northwest in Plain Township. No arrests have been made. The Marlington School District is making progress in reducing chronic absenteeism. Superintendent Dan Swisher told the Board of Education Thursday absenteeism declined from 26% in 2022 to 14% at the end of the 2024-25 school year. The data is reported by the district to Ohio's Education Management Information System, or EMIS. Swisher credited teachers and administrators. Enrollment from June to this month is up slightly for the district's elementary schools, steady for the middle school, and down slightly for the high school. Treasurer Bob Foss said the state auditor reported a clean audit for the district for fiscal year 2024. Nimishillen Township trustees approved an equipment purchase for the fire department Thursday. WDPN's David Shore reports.
Firehouse Innovations of New York will provide the fire department with a $7,592 force entry mechanism for use on any door, including those made of metal. Half the cost is being provided by an anonymous donor, while the Township and Fire Association splits the balance. Trustees also approved department reports, which included 151 calls in August for the fire department, details of road work completed, and zoning matters resolved, including the disposal of 2 discs no longer needed.
More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
A woman is dead following a 2-vehicle crash in Portage County. The Highway Patrol says it happened around 10:45 this morning in Rootstown Township. A car driven by a Bristolville man was southbound on New Milford Road when it failed to yield at a stop sign at Talmadge Road. The vehicle collided with a truck driven by an Atwater man. A passenger in the car, 81-year-old Dolores Chiappini of Aurora, died at the scene. Neither driver was injured. The incident is under investigation. A man who allegedly shot and killed a Wellsville man has lost a legal skirmish. 34-year-old Gino Wall of Steubenville is charged with aggravated murder in the September 2024 slaying of 30-year-old Robert Heron of East Liverpool. He was found shot to death behind a garage on 10th Street in Wellsville. Wall's defense attorneys filed a motion arguing that a witness's identification of their client was the result of suggestive police methods. They said use of a single photo and a later photo lineup violated Wall's due process rights. But Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton denied the motion, saying the witness knew Wall from previous interactions and saw him shoot the victim. Wall's trial is set for September 23rd. He's being held on $1 million bond. There will be no more football this year at Ursuline High School in Youngstown. The school announced today it is canceling the remainder of the season. The news comes amid 2 federal lawsuits against Ursuline. The first alleges hazing and sexual assault during a football team trip in June. The suit names school administrators, football coaches, some members of the team, and their parents. A former female student filed a separate suit. It accuses a football player of assaulting her in 2023 and harassing her for 2 years. Austintown Fitch, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, and Youngstown Cheney High Schools recently said they wouldn't play Ursuline in their upcoming games. Warren Harding previously canceled its game with Ursuline. A woman shot and killed in Youngstown has been identified. The Mahoning County Coroner's Office says 22-year-old Alicia Brown died at the scene of the Saturday morning incident. Her death is considered a domestic homicide, which occurred at a home on Terrell Avenue. 22-year-old Deviana Taylor is charged with murder. She was arrested at the scene of the incident. The Trumbull County Grand Jury has indicted 2 teens for an armed robbery in Warren. 18-year-olds Olivia Spitzer of Cortland and Kelly Sexton of Warren are charged with aggravated robbery. The charges resulted from a July 14th holdup of a vape store on Elm Road Northeast. A masked suspect pulled a gun on an employee and demanded items before fleeing on a motorized scooter with 2 jars of hemp flour and a carton of cigars. Spitzer and Sexton pleaded not guilty during arraignment Thursday in Common Pleas Court. They're each being held on $50,000 bond. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, patchy fog, otherwise mostly clear skies and a low of 52. Increasingly cloudy skies Saturday with a high near 83. From the Q92 Newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook,
Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. And stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
The weather might be getting cooler, but Tasty Cream on Navarre Road is just heating up. Open all year, Tasty Cream is ready to serve you fresh-made specialty burgers, Stark County's best conies, deep-fried mushrooms, crispy French fries, and so much more. To top it off, their ice cream selection continues to grow. Special flurries, homemade root beer floats, amazing brownie sundaes, and over 20 flavors of hand-dipped ice cream. Order online at tastycream.com or check out their Facebook and Instagram pages for events happening each month.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally women-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise credit cabin or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Halftime from Lake High School. Perry 7, Lake 6. Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty, Ryan Bevere with you. Perry High School Marching Band finishing up their show. Down below us, the Lake Band assembled off to the left, getting ready to entertain the fans here on the home side of Blue Streak Stadium on what's been a bit of an uneven game. We were expecting kind of a knockdown, drag-out fight tonight. There have been some nice plays made, but there have been a lot of penalties and some mistakes. Both teams with an interception on their final drive of the half. The Lake interception of the Perry quarterback coming in the end zone with 10 seconds left in the half. So we stayed at 7-6 at halftime. Thanks for joining us again this week here on the Q92.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Halftime at Lake. The Blue Streaks trailing Perry 7-6. The Lake Band getting ready to entertain out on the field. We have a full Score 7 night of high school football here on the Q92 Sports Network this week. Next week, no exception. Brian and Ryan and I will be at Massillon as the Tigers host Lakewood St. Edward. Also next week, which will be week 5, Central Catholic will be at Alliance, Canton South at Northwest, Hoover at Louisville, Minerva at Aquinas, McKinley at Perry, and Green at Jackson. That is next week. And while we have a moment, let's send it down to the field and the Lake Marching Band. The Lake Blue Streak Marching Band here at Blue Streak Stadium, where Perry leads Lake at halftime 7-6. And it's time for our weekly feature brought to you by Beatty Sports. And it's starting to catch on with the coaches. The ones I've asked and the ones I've talked to recently have really been excited about sharing with us their scout team players of the week. You provide them with a nice prize for that. And let's see who this week's honorees are.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, like you said, catching on. I got a great note from the parent from Northwest last week, just talking about how special it's for her son to be, represented. But this week, Beatty Sports would like to honor Perry. Coach Lino is honoring number 18, Xavier Woodland. Coach says that he plays on both sides with great effort, as well on special teams. He's a wide receiver, outside linebacker. He's especially helps on offense, meaning he gives the defense trouble. And he's a senior, and he doesn't play any other sports. Coach called him a football guy. That just means he's going to get after you during practice, give you that look, and, it's great, be able to honor a senior like that. For the Lake Blue Streaks, Coach George gave us number 46, Nathan Bucklew. What Coach had to say about Nathan is that he's a great kid, a hard worker, had a great summer in the weight room, plays some on special teams, but steps in running back and linebacker in practice. Only cares about the Blue Streak winning games. So, it's just great hearing that, and those kids put in really more effort and a lot, even more than what some of the starters do. So it's great honoring them. I love meeting them after the game, getting their pictures. So, and it's nice, with our store here in Lake to be able to honor a Lake Blue Streak, but also the Perry. So, yeah, we'll post that on our social media, the pictures, and congratulations to both of them.
Yeah, congratulations to Mr. Woolard, Mr. Bucklew. And it's just really cool. In fact, both coaches I talked to this week said, hey, that's a great idea. I'm glad you're doing that. And hopefully we'll be able to get one of those from the coaches each week as we go through the rest of the season. Our score here at halftime is Perry 7 and Lake 6. Let's take a look at some other scores from the area. At halftime, McKinley leads Glen Oak by a score of 24-0. Jackson up on Mayfield 13-0 at the break. Massillon leads Bennett 35-0. Orville 24, Tuslaw 0. Alliance up on Ellett at the break 13-0. Triway and Northwest are tied at 15 at halftime. Hoover 21, Green 7, Minerva 27, Sandy Valley 12. Lions going for 3 straight. Fairless 28, Tusky Valley 7, Salem 35, Central Catholic 14, Manchester 21, Canton South 10, and Louisville up on Marlington 21-7. At least that's the last score that we had. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me make sure that is, yep, that's the last one we have. Salem 35, Central 14, and Malvern and Mogador tied at 14 at the break. Warren Harding leading St. Vincent St. Mary 24-6. Howland and Carrollton, no score in on that game. United 20, Columbiana 7. Sebring and Cardinal Stritch play tomorrow. West Branch up on Cheney 20-6. Riverside leading Fitch 14-10. And South Range way up on Lakeview at the half 33-0. And let's see. I think that's all we got for now. That's as far as we're going to go. Anyway, we could go all the way to the Pennsylvania line if we wanted to, but not going to do that as the Lake band gets started with Script Lake. It sounds like Script, Ohio. It kind of looks like Script, Ohio until they get started spelling, and then you realize they're spelling out the word lake, which is kind of cool. And it helps all those people. Maybe confuses them that don't know cursive. If you don't know cursive, you might not get this.
Isn't that the truth? They don't know how to sign anything anymore. My daughter's had to get her driver's license and asked her to sign her name, and she looked at me. I was like, a signature, hon.
Can you help me with that?
Yeah. Lake has a great band. They're very supportive up here, and it was kind of nice tonight. They had it looks like the middle school kids were kind of part of it. They're in their blue T-shirts, and yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back to Blue Streak Stadium as the Perry Panthers starting to work their way out of the locker room down to our right. Perry leading Lake at halftime 7-6. And we'll come back to Blue Streak Stadium after a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
The Lake Blue Streak Marching Band. And you might think the problem with Script Lake is you have nothing to dot at the end of the performance. But what they do is the members of the marching band, as they're marching through and playing, they all end up in a spot and they're all facing whichever way they're facing when they are done walking. Well, when the time comes that you would normally see the sousaphone player go out and dot the I on Script Ohio, they turn around and face the crowd individually. And it's pretty cool. So the Lake High School and 8th grade bands performing very well as usual here tonight. It's halftime with Perry leading Lake 7-6. Both teams have returned to the field and have begun warming up for the second half. And as the teams get ready to start the second half, Brian, I don't know that this is what we expected coming in, this kind of game. Maybe a low-scoring game. But the teams have moved the ball offensively. There have been a couple of turnovers. Lake recovered a fumble on the Perry 15, but got no points out of it. They had a good punt return and then a penalty that got them in business, which led to their score. Perry was inside, was at the 5-yard line in the last 10 seconds and threw an interception in the end zone. So it's been more about mistakes by the offenses that have kept this a low score, it seems to me, than stellar play by the defenses.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a lot of mental mistakes like we've said throughout the game, but, both these teams are very well coached, and, you're going to make your adjustments. You're going to settle down here in the second half. I was going back into my notes, like I said earlier in the broadcast. Central's been known to be that powerhouse, be able to run, in which they've done that all year. Biggest thing is they haven't seen blitzes when they have to pass the ball. And with a good team like this, and DeGeorge is doing that, bringing a lot of pressure. And these young men from Perry since youth league have been running power football. And you got to have a different eyesight when you're pass blocking. And that includes not just the lineman, but your running back. I know he missed a block or two, and then your quarterback has to adjust his eyes a little bit. So I see, Lake going to keep on bringing the blitzes and see how Perry adjusts that way. And like I said, it's just whoever makes the least mistakes this half, I think is going to win this ball game.
So Perry in the all whites tonight with the black, and Lake in the dark gray with the blue numbers. And they're getting together with the captains and the officials at midfield. I believe Lake will get the ball to start the second half. Perry, so he said, had a turnover on their last play of the first half. They had it 1st and goal on the 5 with 1 timeout and 10 seconds on the clock. And on the play that they ran, the quarterback, Cameron Treharn, took the snap, straightened up, and threw it immediately to the near side of the field. But the Lake defender was standing in front of the receiver and had an easy catch to make for an interception. So Lake's last possession ended with a long pass that was picked off. That started Perry's drive that ended with the interception in the end zone. And so we remain at 7-6. The only difference in the game is the missed PAT on the Lake touchdown. So when it's a mistake-filled first half for the offenses, do the coaches just go in and say, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, except we're going to stop making these mistakes?
Yeah, some of the mistakes might have been just, on protection calls. You want to, clean that up a little bit. Some of the routes, they were just missing, in Lake, the quarterback took that big shot earlier. You want, clean up the protection calls. I think Lake's going to take advantage of that bubble slip here in the second half. I'd see him, making a couple adjustments, and you're going to see, where it's nice with technology now, you get to see film immediately. I mean, they're watching it on the sideline. Usually you could make the adjustments till Saturday morning, and now you're going to make these adjustments. And like I said, both sides of the field tonight, the stats from top to bottom are just excellent coaches, X and O's. So we'll see what happens.
Perry will kick off. Bryce DeStefano will kick it off. 2 back deep for Lake. And here's the kick. Line drive taken at the 3-yard line. Out to the 5, to the 10, 15, 20, 25 to the outside 30, and out of bounds on the near side of the field with a late flag in the middle of the field. And a Perry player blocks a Lake player into the bench, and another flag comes in. So we'll have to check the 2 flags. It looks like maybe a late hit on Perry. Not sure what the flag is out in the middle of the field. It came out during the run, or right as the run was ending. So we talked about flags, and we have 2 on the first play.
I think one's going to be a dead ball, and the other one, you hate to see that because the ball carrier was nowhere on that side of the field where they made the holding call here.
So it's a hold against Lake and a personal foul against Perry. East Canton up on Aquinas now 30-0 in the third quarter, so they have a running clock there. Louisville up on Marlington 24-7. So let's see how they mark it off from the 35 to the 25, and then back from the 25 out to the 40. And that's where Lake will take over 1st and 10. Actually, they put it down on the that's right, on the 40. So 1st and 10 here for the Lake Blue Streaks, trailing 7-6 as we start the second half. Lake 1st and 10. Novak splits out to the right, 2 to the near side left. Wing right, 1 back. Alex Quire, the running back, is Matson, and he gets the handoff from Quire, and he gets a yard. Ryan Happold and Dominic Walker combining on the stop for the Perry Panthers. 1 yard on the play. Just underway in the third quarter. Blue Streaks break the huddle. Novak and Fuller out to the right. 1 to the near side. Matson behind his quarterback. Now man in motion to the left. Handoff up the middle. Matson with room across the 45 and pushing his way out to midfield for a first down. Happold and Laubacher on the stop for Perry, but it is A first down carry for Davis Matson, 6 feet, 205. Senior. One of their top rushers last year and was expected to be this year before he was derailed by an appendectomy right before the first game. From the 50, Matson again up the middle, bounces off the wall, tries to take it outside, but he'll go down in the arms of Antonio Salazar after a 1-yard pickup.
Tackle on the play.
Yeah, he's not a scat back by any means. He's just going to punch it up there, and he kind of just bounces and keeps going. I'd like to see a little bit more forward lean with him, but yeah, hard, strong nose runner.
Shannon Billiter is the wing to the right as the H-back, 3 receivers. Choir rolls out to the right side, gets a block from behind, throws it far sideline, man open, it's caught inside the 25. I think that's Fuller who pulls it in on the 22-yard line. It's 26 on the play.
Yeah, it looked like an adjustment there by Lake. They ran that sprint out a couple times and didn't have anything. What was nice there, they had the back out in front of them, and the one lineman did get beat, but the back, turned back and cleaned up, and so the quarterback could continue his route and make a nice throw.
From the 22, Lake trying to take the lead on this possession. They'll give it to Matson, but Perry is there to stuff that play. Connor Shepard, the first one there for the Panthers. And it will be 2nd and 11. They'll give him a 1-yard loss on the play.
62, Justin Green.
Novak out to the right, 2 to the near side, wing left. Matson to the left of his quarterback, who rolls to the left side, throws it to the sideline. It's caught at the 15-yard line by Quinn Snyder. Immediate tackle by Nasir Foster.
Tackle on the play was made by number 17.
Ball on the 14, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 here for Lake as the Blue Streaks move into the R.G. Drake red zone with 9:15 to go in the third. Lake trailing 7-6. They've been trailing since early in the second quarter.
3rd and 2.
It's a breezy night, but I don't know if the breeze is favoring either team. Flag down to our left at half staff, of course. And it's twisted around and blowing, but it's hard to tell which direction. Tight formation on 3rd down and 2, and it's a run, and it's a first down inside the 10. They're still pushing forward, and they'll get them down around the 6-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Panthers.
And carry good enough for a Blue Streak first down.
And they'll come right back out with a tight formation. Tight end left, 2 wings to the right, 1 back, no receivers in the formation. Choir with a back to his left side, whistles, and a movement on the line of scrimmage. And there's that problem again, as a false start by the Blue Streaks will back them up to about the 12-yard line.
It's a 5-yard penalty. It will remain first down.
So 1st and goal on the 12.
So Coach DeGeorge there on the sideline kind of pointing to his head like, think. So
This time they have a wing to each side. And the extra tight end in there. Handoff, left side. Matson trying to turn the corner. Gets to the 10, and that's going to do it. As Laubacher and Caleb Lawn there for the Panthers, along with Nasir Foster. Gain of a couple. 2nd and goal on the 10. 7:40 to go. Running clock, 3rd quarter. Lake has had the ball the entire quarter. They were down to the 5-yard line. The 7-yard line had a false start. Push them back to the 12. Now they're at the 10 with a 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal from the 10.
Snap back, Choir steps up. Now he's going to throw it out to the right and just misses his man. Pass intended for Novak. Cutting to the outside on the right. and stuck the left hand out but couldn't pull the ball in. And now it's 3rd and goal on the 10.
Yeah, I don't think he handled that snap clean. I mean, it was a good snap, and that's a quick timing route. And it looked like he couldn't get the strings on the ball there. That's when you're going to have the strings. There's sometimes a quarterback can throw without the strings and on those quick bubbles, but there you want to have them.
Trips out to the right side now, one to the near side. On 3rd and goal at the 10, Quire straightens up, throws it out to the right. Caught at the 10, cutting to the inside and down to the 8, maybe the 7-yard line goes Novak. They spot him on the 7. That's actually Callum Pierce who made the catch. And here comes the field goal team for Lake. They attempted one from 36 yards in the first half. It was blocked. Seen a lot of blocked field goals this year and a lot of near blocks. J.P. Moorhead will attempt the field goal. 0 for 1 on the season. It's a little longer than a PAT's. 12 of 15 on those this year. Here the kick is on the way, and it's up, and it's good. Lake takes the lead with 6:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Our score now, Lake 9, Perry 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network. Here's the score from Lake Local School Stadium. The Hot Dogs are winning because they're only $1 thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union. No matter what the final score is tonight, both Blue Streak and Panther fans will walk out of the stadium winners and full, thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Kickoff hit on the ground and taken by Evan Laubacher for Perry out to the 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Perry Panthers. They get the ball for the first time in the second half with 6:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Lake has taken their first lead of the night now. It's 9-7. And Perry had control most of that first half, it seemed, but unable to get more than the one touchdown and had the huge turnover in the end zone right before halftime. And now they find themselves in a uphill battle. Both these teams coming in at 3-0. Perry on first down, sends a man in motion left. They'll run it up the middle in a big hole, 45-yard line. Connor Shepard picks up 13 yards in a Perry first down. They've been able to get by without using him too much as a running back tonight, but it's time to break the glass in case of emergency. He'll get it again, running right, and to the 47-yard line. It will be a 2-yard pickup for Shepard, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, we saw Perry week 1 that second half come out in this hurry-up offense. They kind of slowing it down here, but the first play there, they got right back on the ball and kind of push the action here.
Foster was lined up on the left. He's going to come to the near side right. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Again, the tight formation. They'll hand it off right. Shepard on the sweep. 50, 45. Dragged down from behind near another first down. Tackle on the play by Lake's Kyle Hammer. And it will be a Perry first down as they have put things in the hands of their 215-pound senior, Connor Shepard.
At the Blue Streak 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
Jaden Wilson, the lonesome end out there on the left side. One to the near side. Tight end and a wing in the formation. The H-back goes in motion left. They'll run it up the middle. Shepard delivers the hit and takes it for 4 yards to the 41-yard line. First hit on the play by
Number 47, Kyle Hammer.
Kyle Hammer.
With help from number 54, Gavin
And Gavin Salswimmer also in on the tackle. 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. We're under 5 minutes left in the third. Perry trailing for the first time, 9-7. Tight end left, wing left. Now they both shift to the right, and now Foster comes in to make it a tight formation on the right. Looks like a run, and it is a run. It's Lemon running left, and he's dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. The ball comes out. Is it ruled a fumble? Apparently it is. And Lake has the ball on the Perry 49. Second fumble of the night by the Perry Panthers, their third turnover overall. And Lake in business on the plus side of the 50 with 4:28 left in the third. They lead 9-7.
Yeah, Perry bunched to here to the right towards us and just ran a power with two of those bunch pulling. And I'm not sure who made the tackle there, but he put the helmet right on the ball and it popped it right out. I'm watching the replay there on the big screen.
One out to the right, two to the near side left for Lake. They have a H-back lined up behind the right guard and one back behind Choir. It is a give up the middle. Davis Matson takes it for a couple of yards to the 40. Let's see where they put him. Put him on the 48, so 1 yard on the play for Davis Matson.
Only thing I see with Lake's offense here, I wish Choir would carry out his fakes a little bit. He's not given any type of option where he's going to pull that, and if he maybe just once in a while just see what he has there, and it helps the coaches up in the box to see if there's any which way they're running. But if he's not going to get into any type of simulation to run, that doesn't help you.
Here's a play action and a throw out to the right and incomplete. Laubacher came up quickly to close on the intended receiver. Yes, I believe was intended for Billiter. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 here for the Blue Streaks on the Perry 48-yard line. East Canton and Aquinas now end of the third. That's 30-0 for the Hornets, who look to stay unbeaten on the season. One out to the right, 3 to the near side, 5 on the play clock as Lake get to the line of scrimmage. Choir takes the snap, play action, throws the slant. It's caught, 35-30, 25-20, down to the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. Quinn Snyder makes the reception, 43 yards to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Lake in the RG Drag red zone.
Yeah, ran that slant to perfection there. They kind of called it and they got it ready to go. It looks like he's either cramped up or he came off hobbling a little bit, but they're at their power formation.
Snyder covers 44 yards.
Snyder came to the bench and now looking like he wants to go back in, but he sees the formation and stays on the sideline. They have again the 2 wings and a tight end and 1 back. It is a fake. Choir running left. Choir is in for the touchdown.
Yeah, like I told you, he's been carrying those fakes out all night. Great read by Choir there, and maybe he's just been baiting them the whole game. But, yeah, they had no one outside for him.
Extra point attempt coming by J.P. Moorhead. 12 of 16 on the season, missed in the first half. Good snap and hold, kick up, and it's good. Timeout with 3:01 to go in the third quarter. And the Lake Blue Streaks have taken the lead 16-7 over the Perry Panthers. We'll come back with more action. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members with a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Ticket. Come see me in the press box. Get your money.
Lake getting ready to kick off. They have scored the only 10 points of this third quarter and lead it 16-7. Kicked by Moorhead. Is bouncing down the field, taken on the 15-yard line. Out to the 20. Trying to bend it to the near side is Foster, and he's going to be hit. Bounces off, keeps running, but he's only going to get out to about the 23-yard line. Would have been better off just taking it straight up the field. In any case, it will be Perry football, and now the Panthers really need to get something going. They had things going their way, but now find themselves down 2 scores. About 15 minutes of football to go.
Yeah, we've said the, old Perry, new Perry, whatever you want to call it, but I think they still need to try to run the ball here. They've had a lot of success. The turnovers has hurt them, but I think they still got plenty of time here to kind of pound. They were getting some good chunks that last drive.
Fumbled the ball away on that possession, and Lake ended up taking the ball 49 yards for that score. Here's Shepard trying to turn right end. He's hit, spins forward, and goes to the 26 for a pickup of about 3 yards on the play. Tackle by Lake's Aaron Mitchell. So it will be second down, and we'll call it 7 from the 26-yard line. Luke Kyle is a wing left. They have 3 receivers in the game. Foster goes in motion left. They fake it to him. They give it up the middle, and nothing doing for Connor Shepard as he's going to be dropped right around the line of scrimmage by Gavin Salzwimmer, senior, 6'2" and 215.
I like what Lake did there. They brought their outside linebacker up, but instead of standing up, they brought him down in a 3-point, and they didn't see him. He came crashing down the end and made the initial contact to slow that play down.
Third down, and we'll call it 6 for Perry from their 27. Minute 35 left in the third. Perry trailing 16-7. Again, Lake crowding the line of scrimmage. Treharn looking to throw. Over the middle, it's intercepted. At the 30 and down to the 26-yard line. Kyle Hammer picks it off.
Yeah, Hammer did a great job there. Just they're running his own coverage. He dropped back in his zone right where he needed to be and just stepped up and made the catch. And a nice catch.
4th turnover of the night for Perry. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and now Lake again in great field position on the Panther 27-yard line. Third quarter score, Salem 42, Central Catholic 14. We'll run down the scores as we have them when we get a chance. Trips near side for Lake. Handoff. Matson up the middle, and he's dragged down at the 24-yard line by Caleb Lawson after a 3-yard gain. Jackson 33, Mayfield nothing. Orville 31, Tuslaw 7, Alliance 13, Ellett nothing. Northwest 29, Triway 22. Minerva 34, Sandy Valley 12. Here's a give to Matson. Bounces off a man in the backfield. Goes forward for a couple of yards to the 22-yard line. It'll be third and about 4, maybe 5 here for Lake. So we're in the last minute of the third quarter. Fairless 35, Tusky Valley 7, McKinley 24, Glen Oak nothing. Well, updates on these scores. Hoover 21, Green 7, Manchester 21, South 10. Lake with a 3rd and 5. On the Perry 22. And it's a fake. Quire running right with room. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Blue Streaks.
I might be tied in with Coach George on his headset, but yeah, once again, quarterback made the read that time. It's been there, you just got to run it. So once again, they know a lot more than we do up here, and another great call.
22 yards on the touchdown run for Alex Quire. It's his 3rd of the season, 3rd in 2 weeks. And people running on the field. Now they're going to go for 2 here, leading by 15 at 22-7. And a timeout. So we'll keep it here with 14.7 to go in the 3rd quarter. The team was celebrating, and the kicking team ready to go out, and coaching staff wanted to go for 2 there. So Lake takes a timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. So Lake has dominated this 3rd quarter. They lead it now 22-7, and they're going to go for 2 points here after the timeout.
That is second to none. Stop by for a test drive. You're right around the corner. Don't forget, all roads lead to Schroeder. Lake Athletics, driven by Schroeder Chevrolet.
Turnovers on consecutive drives. Actually, 3 out of 4 drives by Perry. 1 at the end of the half. Actually, 3 in a row. 1 at the end of the half. They had the fumble at midfield that led to the Lake touchdown, and the interception here that leads to another Lake touchdown.
Blue Streaks are on.
And the Blue Streaks will go for 2. Matson lined up to the right of Quire in the pistol. No wideouts in the formation. Everybody bunched in tight. Quire hands it off. Matson runs left. He's in. Flag down. Flag on the play. So hold the phone. Looks like it might be against the Panthers. The Lake offensive team coming off the field. The try is good. It's a personal foul face mask against Perry, so we'll mark it off on the kickoff. That will come after we return with 14.7 left in the 3rd quarter. Lake 24, Perry 7. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Looking to brighten someone's day? Look no further than Hartville Balloon Shop. We're locally owned right here in Hartville. Let us design custom displays for your birthdays to baby showers. And yes, to those high school seniors, even graduations. We've got balloons for every occasion. Delivery all across Stark County and beyond, bringing the celebration to your door. Visit HartvilleBalloonShop.com or call 330-705-6799 today. Hartville Balloon Shop, making your event stand out.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Works the trick every time.
Lake will kick off from the Perry 45 after they mark off the face mask that was called on the Lake touchdown, which was a 22-yard run by Alex Quire. Davis Matson ran in the 2-point conversion. And so you have a lot of options here as a coach. You could just bang it into the end zone. You could try and drop one in between everyone. You could try an onside kick and see what JP Moorhead ends up doing. He just hits it deep over everyone and just short of going through the uprights. So Perry, who was ahead 7-6 at halftime, they got a field goal on their first possession of the half to lead 9-7, but Perry was driving out near midfield, fumbled the ball away. Lake took it in for a score a few plays later, and on the last possession, Perry was intercepted. And Lake with the touchdown march. First and 10 on their 20. Two wings now to the left side. Treharn hands it off. 25, 26-yard line. Connor Shepard on what should be the final play of the third quarter. So that'll do it for the first three quarters from Blue Streak Stadium. And after three, the home team has 24. The Perry Panthers with 7. We'll come back with fourth quarter action after this timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Perry first and 10 on their 26 to start the fourth quarter. Working from our right to our left away from the scoreboard at Blue Streak Stadium. Play action. Cameron Treharn rolling to the right. Being chased. Still being chased. Throws far sideline. And it is incomplete. Out to the 37-yard line. Couldn't tell who the intended receiver was. It might have been Nasir Foster. The Perry offensive has found things. It's found much tougher going here against the Lake defense than they have seen the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, the defensive end, Angelo Wood. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. He's really long. He's put a lot of pressure all night on the quarterback. He's played an excellent ball game. He's either up or down.
Timeout was called before the snap. The snap went past the quarterback, Treharn, but a timeout was called by Spencer Lino on the far side just before the ball was snapped. Saw him running down the sideline.
And I give a lot of credit. Lake has one of the best defensive coordinators in the county, maybe in the state, with Coach Viscount. You know, he's a good one, and he's changed a lot of stuff out. I like how he's dropping his linebackers a little bit more. It's giving a lot of different looks, and first-year quarterback like this for Perry, it's a challenge, and he's done a great job, and he's one of the best. I mean, his father was a legendary coach. Ron was a heck of a player, Stark County Player of the Year, I think, in 84, 85. But, yeah, he's done a great job tonight, especially coming out the second half, making some adjustments.
Louisville leading Marlington in the third, 38-7. Hoover now up 21-14 on Green early in the fourth. They led that 21-0. Third and 4 here for Perry. Shepard running left, cuts back, and he's going to be short. He stopped him on the 29-yard line. It's going to be a yard short of the first down. Gavin Salswimmer with another tackle for the Blue Streaks. So Perry with fourth and a long yard on their own 29, trailing 24-7, and it looks like they're going to go for it. East Canton has finished off Aquinas 37-0 to go to 4-0. Fourth and 1 for Perry on their own 29, and they're going for it. Handoff. Shepard, first down as he falls forward to the 32. Even people who knew nothing about football probably said, I'll bet zero is going to get it here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes that call a little bit easier. It's still a tough call, but he's going to get the ball, and it's going to be hard to stop him for less than a yard.
McKinley leading Glen Oak after 3, 24-0. 2 out to the right. Tight end and a wing left. Play action. Treharn back. Has time. Going to throw it deep down the middle of the field. Ball up for grabs and broken up at the Lake 35. Defended well by Callan Pierce. Pass intended for Jaden Wilson, who's been quiet tonight for the Panthers.
Yeah, Wilson's one of the fastest kids in the county. I think he was 5th or 4th in the 400, but it has one of the second fastest times all time in Stark County in the 400. The ball just was up in the air too long.
Power formation to the right. Treehorn back. Going to throw it again deep. Far side of the field. Up for grabs. I believe it's intercepted. It is intercepted. #14 is Brady Summers, who made a nice over-the-shoulder catch on the far side of the field. That's the 3rd interception and 5th turnover for Perry tonight. And the Blue Streaks in complete command now on their 42-yard line. Minute and a half into the 4th quarter, leading by 17 points.
That's picked off by the Blue Streaks, number 14, Brady Summers.
Yeah, it definitely shows tonight, Perry, the pass protection had just not been there. I mean, they're a strong physical bunch up front, and it's just not that they're not giving effort. It's just more of a, X and O thing. They're not picking it up. He just didn't set his feet again. The route was misplaced, so, yeah, they're just on their heels right now.
Trips out to the left, but they'll run it up the middle with Matson. And he pushes it out to the 45-yard line. It's about a 3-yard gain on first down for Lake, who would be happy just to take as much time as they can here. We're still over 10 minutes left. Louisville now up on Marlington, 38-7, so they have a running clock there. Louisville next week will take on Hoover. Interesting matchup there.
Yes, I think it's the second longest rivalry in the state, or Stark County.
Here's a handoff, and Perry ready for that run up the middle by Matson. They're trying to push the pile forward, and they do actually to get a yard on the play. Caleb Lawn was wrapped around the running back, Davis Matson. 3rd down and 5 for Lake on their 47-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go. The Blue Streaks up 24-7. They have all the points here in the second half.
Tackle was made by number 27, Caleb Law.
This time they'll send 2 out to the left side, 1 to the near side. Alex Quire, quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off. Matson up the middle. Had a hole, but he got popped by Shepard as he crossed the 50 to the 49. So it'll be 4th and 1 here for Lake on the Perry 49. An interesting call here for Dan DeGeorge.
Could see a quick kick here.
Going to send the offense out, or at least the punt team not going out. 15 on the play clock.
On the home concession stand underneath the press box.
They had one too many out there, and he sprints to the near side. So 4th and 1 on the Perry 49.
Yeah, they didn't break the huddle at 12. He was outside the huddle box, so didn't pick up. Oh,
and Perry jumps offside. That makes it an easy decision.
The Perry defense is the call. That penalty will give your Lake Blue Streaks a
So the Panthers unable to hold their water there, and the Blue Streaks benefit from the 5-yard penalty. And they'll have it 1st and 10 on the Perry 44 now with 8:18 to go, clock running. Lake 24, Perry 7. Perry will host McKinley next week. Handoff, running left, Matson with room inside the 40 to the 39. So he gets 5 on first down. Might see those 0 or 2 yard gains become 5-yard gains here as the clock starts to tick down. And the 5-yard gains turn into something even bigger. Hoover up on green, 27-14 with 8.5 minutes to go. Tight formation here for Lake. Tight end and a wing on either side of the line, and now the Blue Streaks will call a timeout. So we'll take it with 7:15 to go. Lake 24, Perry 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
7:15 to go in this one from Lake. Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty, Ryan Bevere bring you the Federal League opener. And Lake in control, up 24-7. And a 2nd and 5 on the Perry 39-yard line. This time they have both wings to the right and the tight end to the left, and they give it up the middle to Matson. And he breaks a tackle, still going, and he's close to a first down. Looks like he's going to have it on the 34. So they're basically picking up 5 yards on every play.
Yeah, give a shout out to Lake lineman Landon Hoover, number 79, 6'5", 300 pounds. He's all of that 300 pounds, made a great lead block there.
And just a junior.
Yes.
1st and 10 for Lake on the Perry 34. Again, tight formation. And George loves drawing these plays up. Handoff. Matson runs right. Big hole. Still going. Another first down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line.
You know, just talking to people throughout the county, a lot of schools, you know, they said Lake this year, maybe not as physical up front, and, you know, a lot of speed, a lot of athletes, you know, and we thought coming in with the George out that was really going to hurt them. But I tell you what, I'm very impressed up front and the physicality of Lake. I don't know why you would be surprised. They're always like that. But, you know, there's a little talk that maybe Lake's not as, you know, as physical. Not that they're not tough, you know, not as big up front. But I tell you what, and you get a good test against Perry. If you're going to find out you're physical, this team you're going to find out.
Here's a run to the right. Matson dragged down and thrown to the turf. I guess who? Connor Shepard coming up through to make the tackle. Down under 6 minutes to play. It is a loss back to the 23, so they'll lose a yard on the play. 2nd and 11. Like Matson may have, he's going to come out. He got thrown to the turf, maybe hit the back of his head on the surface. So he's going to take a minute on the near sideline. They have Billiter in the backfield, the tight end. And they'll hand the ball to him. He'll go over the left side. He gets to the 20, and he's grabbed from behind and pulled backward. Still haven't heard a whistle. Play ends about the 21, so they gets a couple. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Lake on the Perry 21-yard line. 4:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Blue Streaks grinding down the clock as they grind out the yards. 2 to the left, 1 to the near side now as they open up the formation a little bit. Wing right, 1 back. And it's a fake. Quire keeps and into the middle. He's tripped up and dropped for no gain on the play. Connor Shepard shooting through the middle, makes the tackle to set up 4th down on the 22. Wouldn't be too surprised to see the Blue Streaks just keep the offense on the field here. Up 24-7 with 4:15 to go. On the opponent's 22-yard line, 4th and 10. And probably will let it run down, maybe take a timeout here as well.
Yeah, they're going to let their clock. Connor Shepard, he's a fun football player to watch. Great high school football player. Just has a motor. He doesn't stop, does he?
And it will be a timeout for Lake. And it comes with 3:53 to go in the 4th quarter. Our score, Lake 24, Perry 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Coach, the football
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Please support these local businesses and community partners as
The Lake Blue Streaks in control of this one. With just under 4 minutes to go, they lead it 24-7. They're on the Perry 22-yard line with a 4th and 10, but they're going to keep the offense on the field. Lake now out of timeouts. Perry has two. Two out to the left, one to the near side. Now he goes in motion left. That's Cole Landerman, and a whistle and a flag. A false start against the Blue Streaks. Dan DeGeorge not happy about that.
Yeah, I've had a couple. That may have been the fourth one. They've been bringing people in motion. You just got to stay set when you're in that motion. You can't be moving at all. And that's something I imagine will be correcting this week.
Lake will be at Glen Oak next Friday night. We mentioned Perry will host McKinley. Looking for a bounce back. Not the easiest way to get it. Same formation. On 4th now and 15. Landerman out to the left side. And they will hand it off. Matson up the middle with a hole to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. And he dives. He is down at the 1-yard line. Jaden Wilson saved a touchdown. 26 yards to the 1-yard line. And Lake, again, in the RG Drake red zone, as far as you can get. Looking to polish this one off.
Yeah, coming out of halftime, I wasn't expecting a dominant performance on either side. I was, a little bit closer, but Lake has put their will to this game and just Perry's had no answer, and they made some big mental mistakes. The turnovers have killed them.
Mogador beats Malvern 28-14. Lake with a 1st and goal on the 1. Quire takes the snap, gives to Matson, or does he keep it? I can't tell. They both got in the end zone, so it's a Lake touchdown.
I'm still not sure.
Touchdown run by Davis Matson.
Matson credited with the touchdown. And the Blue Streaks extend the lead. As JP Moorhead gets ready to attempt the extra point. Justin Landis is the holder. Kick is up and through. Timeout on the field. 3:04 remaining in the 4th quarter. It's now Lake 31, Perry 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you
the
can trust?
Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Lake on top 31-7 with 3:04 to go. The Blue Streaks ready to kick off. JP Moorhead will boot it. And the kick is bouncing along the ground. It'll bounce into the hands at the 10-yard line of Nazir Foster, who runs it up the middle, breaks a tackle. He's out across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and that's where Perry will take over 1st and 10. Some scores, Warren Harding leading St. Vincent St. Mary 36-6. Salem 42, Central Catholic 14. Is that right? Carrollton 3, Howland 2.
I saw that.
United 20, Columbiana 7. Valley Christian 28, Latonia 6. Boardman 36, Maple Heights 12. Steubenville 21, Cardinal Mooney 14. On first down, Treharn throws out to the right. It's caught and out of bounds at the 45-yard line goes Foster. South Range beat Lakeview 46-0. East Palestine 28, Lisbon 14, West Branch 27, Cheney 6. These are all fourth quarter scores. Perry from their 45, 2nd and 1 with 2:50 to go. They trail it 31-7. They led 7-6 at halftime. McKinley now up on Glen Oak 31-0. Treharn, another short one to the far side. Foster dives. Did he make the catch? Apparently not.
That line judge all night, he's very calm. It's hard to get a feel. We had that fumble earlier, and he just very nonchalant on everything.
Jackson leading Mayfield 33-6. Alliance 26, Ellett nothing. Hoover 27, Green 14 as they run up the middle, and it's going to be a first down. Lemon picks it up, gets a couple of yards. He needed one. Triway and Northwest 29 all in the fourth quarter. Minerva 40, Sandy Valley 12. Break up the Lions. Fairless 42, Tuskegee Valley 7. Salem 42, Central 20 now. Louisville 45, Marlington 7, Manchester 28, Canton South 17. Massillon beat Bennett 35-0. Treharn back on 1st and 10. Going to throw it deep down the middle. Has a man out there. Foster makes the catch at the 25, and he's going to be down around the 10-yard line. Desir Foster on the catch and run. They'll spot him on the 11 inside the RG Drake red zone. And Perry with a chance for points here in the last 2:16. They trail 31-7. Orville beat Tuslaw 38-7 this evening.
1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on the 11 of the Blue Streaks. 4 wide, 2 either way. Treharn back, quick throw far side and broken up at the last moment. The Lake DB had seen that play before. I think it was Callum Pierce who came up and interrupted that play.
Yeah, he would have made a clean play on that. I might have been down the sideline. Yeah, the second half here for Lake's defense, I've been very, very impressed with them.
See down here, they're looking at the right knee of Angelo Wood. I think it's the knee.
Yeah, I saw that.
On the table.
Pointing to it a little bit.
Back is Treharn. Rolling now to his right. He's going to run, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So he'll pick up a yard maybe and set up 3rd and 9 on the Lake 10-yard line. We're at 1:52 of the fourth quarter. This score, if they get one, would only be
It's 3rd down.
Window dressing for Perry. Back is Treharn. Throws over the middle. It is caught right at the 1-yard line. They didn't let him get in the end zone. He might have a 1st and goal. I think that's Foster making a tough catch in a crowd and taking a hit, but holding on. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Panthers on the 1-yard line.
That pass completion good enough for a Perry Panther first down. It's 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Foster came in leading the team tonight with 16 catches on the season. Wilson had 11, but I don't know if he has any tonight. Maybe 1. Handoff up the middle, and it's a touchdown for Perry. Connor Shepard takes it in the end zone.
A Perry Panther touchdown.
Shepard with his 2nd score tonight and his 4th of the season. He has both Perry touchdowns, and the Panthers are going to go for 2. You do this as much to practice it in a game as you do for, I mean, you're down, still going to be down 2 touchdowns with a minute and a half if you make it.
Yeah, you get a little bit of luck here, and pros and cons. You're giving up a play next week to whoever's scouting you or down the road also.
Lawn goes in motion right, play action. Treharn looking, going to throw it to the back corner of the end zone, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion. Caught by Laubacher. So that makes the score Lake 31, Perry 15. With 1:27 to go, we'll take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
.127 left in this one. Perry down 31-15, getting ready to kick off.
Of course, Lake has their hands team on here.
They have 9 players between 10 and 20 yards from the ball. Kick has to go 10 yards before the kicking team can touch it legally. And then they have one man back inside the 30. They bang it to the near side of the ground, and it is recovered by the Blue Streaks on their 46-yard line. Pretty good kick. Bounced off the chest of the receiver, but he was able to fall on it. That was Aaron Mitchell.
Yeah, it's harder and harder. They've changed a lot of the rules with the onside kick. Even since I've coached, you got to have 4 and 4 on each side, and you can't have that bunch where you go right at them, for safety reasons. So it's tough. It's all really on the bounce off these artificial turf fields. If you can get a good bounce, and there's even rules of that. You can't do the big bounce anymore where it goes up high because it's a defensive. You used to be able to do that, and they get real high, and you can't fair catch that. And it's a lot of odd stuff.
I didn't know that about the bouncing ball.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. New quarterback. Wyatt Jones, a sophomore in the game for Lake, and we have a penalty before the first play, delay of game on the Blue Streaks. We said earlier with Ty DeGeorge out, he was the other, I wouldn't call him the backup, he was the other quarterback for Lake, though he played receiver most of the time. And so with him out likely for the season, Jones, the sophomore, is the backup. He'll take the snap and take a knee back on the 36. Perry still with 2 timeouts left. And they took one.
Yeah, and I actually know who their backup is. He's number 7 down there. He's a ball boy tonight. He's just a freshman. That's my nephew.
Oh,
Brody Beatty. Yeah, so they had a nice win against Perry Thursday night. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. So gets all his athletic ability from his uncle.
No comment. Spencer Lino taking one of his 2 remaining timeouts there with 1:22 left and his team down by 16 points. Sometimes you see this, a team takes a knee, the other coach calls timeout, so the first team says, well, okay, and they start running plays rather than just taking a knee. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, and I think, Coach Lino, he has that attitude. It never quit, never over. He wants to make sure his players understand that too. So it's a little bit of a mental gamesmanship.
This time they come out with trips near side, one out to the left, and here is a give over the right side to the 41-yard line. And Perry takes their last time out after that gain of about 3. So it'll be 3rd down and 15. Our timeouts tonight brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. Time to bring a friend into the family. So Perry next week will be at Glen Oak, looking to get well. Perry will host McKinley next week, and Lake will be at Glen Oak next week. Brian and I, as it stands now anyway, are scheduled to be at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium next Friday night for the game between the Massillon Tigers and the team from up north, Lakewood St. Edward. Massillon has beaten them 3 times in a row. Not many teams can say that.
No, one of the best teams in the state for sure.
Green will be at Jackson also in the Federal League next week. Here's a run around left end. It is Wyatt Jones taking it for about a yard to the 42. It'll be 4th down and 14, and we're ticking down to a minute to go. Perry out of timeouts.
I believe that'll be Jackson's first Federal League game. Correct?
Yes.
I think they were open this week.
Yeah, they had they're out of conference with the odd or the even number of teams in the conference, or however that is. Everybody plays one non-conference game after the conference season has started. Punt team on for Lake. Lemon goes back deep as the punt is away. A high end-over-end kick, and he's going to let it bounce inside the 20 to the 15, still rolling down to about the 13-yard line. 45 yards on the punt, and there's a flag back down behind the play. Let's see. Personal foul against Perry. So we'll see if that would be a first down for the Panthers, or if it's after the kick, then it would be half the distance against Perry going back the other way. 18 seconds to go. Lake on top 31-15. Angelo Wood was back on the field there. Now he's came off, and now he's going back in. Still favoring that right leg a little, but that's better than him being up on the training table as he was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perry on their 7, 1st and 10, 18 seconds left, no timeouts, trailing by 16 points. Yeah, penalty was assessed half the distance to the Panthers. From their 7, it is a handoff up the middle. Lemon bouncing it outside to the left. 10, 15, 20, still going out of bounds, I believe, at the 33-yard line.
Looking here at St. Ed's, they're undefeated, which I thought they would be, but they have Glenville tonight. That'll be interesting. See how that
Interesting.
haven't got any updates there.
Interesting back-to-back, Glenville and Massillon.
Yes.
But they play teams from everywhere. And
yeah.
That's just the way they schedule it. 9.8 to go. Perry from their 33. Treharn back, rolling right. Throws it out far sideline and incomplete, out of bounds with 3 seconds to go.
Interesting, both of these teams are Division II, but they're in 2 different regions also. So Perry goes down south, Massillon and Louisville's in that region, and then Lake's up north here with North Canton and Hoban is, the top one. But so this might be crazy. Hoban's going to have a tough time. They got to win some ball games point wise. And, Massillon's another one. It's going to be interesting.
Lemon gets the give up the middle, down at the line of scrimmage, and that'll be the ball game. Final tackle by Lake's Cole Lanterman, and that will wrap it up from Lake. The Blue Streaks behind 7-6 at halftime dominate the second half and beat the Perry Panthers by a final score of 31-15. We'll come back to wrap it up after a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
The Lake Blue Streaks with an impressive win here tonight to go to 4-0. They drop Perry to 3-1. Perry carried the play in the first half. They led 7-6 at halftime, though they left some points on the field. Lake came out in the second half, got the ball first, went down, kicked a field goal to take the lead, and as it was, Perry ended up turning the ball over on 3 consecutive possessions, leading to 2 Lake touchdowns. And the Blue Streaks dominate the second half, 31-15. You and I talked at halftime about both teams having problems with penalties and turnovers in the first half. Lake cleaned it up significantly in the second half, while Perry did not.
Yeah, absolutely. Perry could have went in up 14-6 at halftime. Said like you said, he threw the interception, and defensively, Lake made some nice adjustments, and Perry just got behind, and just the turnovers. You just can't do that, and especially in the Federal League. We say that every week when you're playing in this conference. It's a team with the least mistakes. But all in all, I think everyone gets to practice next week. There's a lot of things to clean up on both sides of the ball for both teams, and Perry has to be ready. They got McKinley. It doesn't get any easier. And Glen Oak, I thought they played decent. It seems like they played McKinley decent tonight. They're a good ball team. So it's a short week, and get ready and play.
Well, Hoover and Green went down to the wire. Hoover led 27-14. Green scored a touchdown, recovered the onside kick with just over a minute to go. They got down to the Hoover 14-yard line, and on a third down play, they got tackled inside at the 5, and the clock ran out, and so Hoover hangs on. 27-21 over Green, so they now go to 4-0. Green 1-3. And we are off and running in the Federal League season. Some interesting games already, and lots more interesting ones to come. So that will do it from here at Lake. I want to thank everybody back at the studios. Thanks to Ryan back there. Thanks to Ryan Bevere on the sidelines here. As always, go to X and Facebook and Instagram to catch all the great work that he does with photos and videos and interviews before, during, and after the game. He's always got it covered, and anticipating more of that tonight. So thanks to Ryan down on the sidelines, and also keeping us updated what's going on down there during the game. Thanks to my partner, Brian Beatty. My name is Clint Scroggs. Again, our final, Lake 31 and Perry 15. The Lake Blue Streaks go to 4-0 on the season. We'll talk to you next week, presumably from Massillon for the Tigers and St. Edward. We'll see, but keep it on Q92 all week to find out for sure. Once again, our final, Lake 31, Perry 15. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.